Thanks, Aid. Hey, hello and welcome to everyone to the Friday Night Social. I'm joined by Mike Dix and by Aid Thompson.
Yo.
Mike Dix of Trumpton fame and Aid Thompson as famous for being Aid Thompson, I guess, and other disappointments. Do you still call your show Aid Thompson and Other Disappointments?
Yeah, man.
Do you still have Other Disappointments on there? Because I haven't been on your show for about a year.
You could come back on next week if you like. Generally, no, I don't. I'm not really doing guests anymore. I just sit there and rant.
Do you know why? Because it's a pain in the arse. It's a pain in the arse getting guests, isn't it, guys?
Well, that
is it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, sort of pushed me into doing it by myself. Like, I think I had about 2 or 3 guests who I booked, and I'm not paying them, so I've got no right to demand.
But then they let you down at the last second, and you fucked.
Exactly.
Yes.
And then you're like, I haven't prepped, I haven't written anything. What the fuck? So.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking.
Go on.
I was thinking today, Graham. I've never been on the bollocks show, like the Sunday. What's it called? The Sunday roast. Alex's show.
Alex's show. Yeah. Oh, he should get you
on.
Think You'll be great. What do you think in the chat? What did he tell you to fuck off?
I've asked him so many
Scott's
times.
In bed. Scott, what are you doing here? We didn't think you were coming along to say hello.
Well, my friend who I'm staying with, he has some work he has to do, so I've kind of turned in.
Is he behind you?
No, there's no one behind me.
Is he sponing? Are you sponing?
Huh?
Sponing. It's a portmanteau word, bringing together spooning and boning. Sponing.
There's no boning or spooning here in this here house in Spain.
We're live from Scott's bed in Spain. Scott,
this is like what's it called?
Last week he was the breakfast bed correspondent, and now he's our international bed correspondent.
Yeah. Well, listen, I've got my Terry's chocolate orange liqueur, which I'm making my way through. It's lovely. It is beautiful. This is a beautiful liqueur.
I have a cup of coffee.
It's basically a child's drink, but with alcohol in. What more do you want out of life?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, before we crack on, I just want to say a big hello to everyone in the chat. Stop burping. A big hello to everyone in the chat. We got Graham in there, different Graham, not me, Graham. And we've also got Steve Field. We've got Vendetta is in there. David Diz, Pygmalion, Liam, Captain Coconut, Sarah Davis. We've got Colin Baker in there, one of our favourite doctors. If you'd like to join our friends in the chat there, all you need to do is give us a like to start with, because that's always nice to get a like.
Yeah.
And you need to find your animation. Do you know where the animation is? There it is. There it is. Give us a like. And then subscribe to the channel, and you can join in the conversation. And we can slag off Trump and Infantino and, I don't know, Boris Johnson, Nigel Farage, all together. So where are you, Scott? Where are you, apart from being in bed?
I am in Spain.
You're in Spain.
It's a big country, Scott. Roughly. Whereabouts?
All right, so I'm in this little village that I honestly cannot remember how to say.
That's useful if you need a taxi.
It's like truly the most English thing in the world. Yes. I couldn't even speak the
What's it near? What's it
near?
It's
up in the hill. In the hill. Hill.
Where did you fly into? What's it close to? Barcelona?
Grenada? We're close. We are about an hour outside of Valencia.
Valencia. Okay, so you're down in the south. South?
Yeah. So we're in the province of Valencia.
Sweet.
But we flew into Alicante Airport.
Cool.
Yes, because it's like in the middle. So in between, where this, like I said, this little village that's kind of in the middle between Alicante and Valencia. So we passed Benidorm on the way here.
I'm currently receiving Spanish lessons from my Mexican friend in Madrid. And I learned today that if you want to sound Spanish, just spell out the word socks.
S-O-C-K.
S-O-C-K-S.
Oh,
S-O-C-K-S.
You sound eminently Spanish when you say that.
S-O-C-K-S.
Did anyone watch Race Across the World yesterday?
No.
No. Oh, they went across Panama. They started in Bocas del Toro. They were just over from my island, and they showed a map of the archipelago, and my island was on the map. It wasn't marked. Like, it wasn't like a big arrow saying Graham's Island, but it was on the map. I was like, oh my God! So freeze frame. Man over to the telly. That's my island.
That's my...
The girls are on their tablets, and they're like, yeah, whatever, Graham. Yeah. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Can't win, can you? Anyway, Viper Scott saying hi, everyone. Scott can't claim he's only woken up due to the time difference. Yes, he can. Major time difference. And as Aid knows, if you're in a different time zone, it doesn't count. Isn't that right, Aid?
Why do I know that?
Because any crime you commit in a different time zone, it doesn't count in the time zone that you come from.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Is that a rule?
Yeah, it's like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas or something. I don't know, different time zones. You know?
Well, only an hour
I'm
ahead.
on board with it.
Yeah.
It's only an hour ahead.
If you murder half a dozen people in Slovenia and then get back across the timeline, then it doesn't count.
Exactly.
I know this.
Because you were never there.
We just got a massive super chat that's just come in. Oh my God, we just got a mega chat. Woo! In fact, we're going to have some confetti for this.
We have to dance.
Confetti!
Dance, Scott. Dance. It's
so
50
much.
quid.
Miss Paula Thomas.
Dance.
50 English pounds. An extract from the latest US strategy.
Hey, Paula, you are getting your money's worth here.
America encourages... I'm glad he's wearing bloody pants. Jesus.
Imagine what would happen if you donated another.
Don't, please. No more money. Oh my God. Why is Scott twerking? What is even happening right now? Oh God. Anyway, thanks, Scott. You legend.
Well done,
anyway,
Scott.
can I read the rest of the message?
Yeah.
You see what you've done, Paul? Sorry, I can't give you your money back. Sorry, Paula, I can't give you an extract from the latest US national security strategy. America encourages its political allies in Europe to promote this revival of spirit and the growing influence of patriotic European parties. Scott, I was only joking. Oh God, he's back.
We
I thought you went.
him.
I thought you'd been cancelled.
No.
And the growing influence of the patriotic European parties indeed gives cause for great optimism. Yeah, this is a new report that's just come out of America basically saying they're going to team up with China and Europe can fuck off.
Right.
Yeah, so that happened. And also Trump got a gong. Trump got a peace prize for blowing up a ship with people hanging off the edge of it. Half a ship, half a boat, half a panga. He blew up half a panga.
Is it me or does it make Trump sound? Doesn't it make sound like? Sorry. To me, FIFA looks stupid.
Yeah, but FIFA looked stupid for years. I mean, the last World Cup was in Qatar. The one before that was in Russia, and they're having another one in Saudi Arabia for years.
I mean,
that
talk
trophy
about trying to placate somebody.
Yeah, but the trophy is a much cheaper bribe, basically, than they're used to paying. So they look quite smart on this basis.
Yeah,
it's a 3D printed model sprayed with gold paint and handed over to Donald Trump.
Stupid. The FIFA Peace Prize. Fuck off. Load of shit.
Oh, and so yeah, we've got that, and also we've got Nigel Farage doubling down on being a big, massive racist, but saying it's not his fault. He's a big, massive racist.
He should get a peace prize.
He should go on. He should go on the Sunday roast. Yeah. I think you should go on the Sunday roast, Mike. I think you'd be really good on it.
No,
get in touch with
I don't think Alex wants me on that. No, I don't really know him that well. And he's also
give him a friendly reach around, and he'll do anything.
I like being on screen in this environment because, relatively speaking, I look quite handsome. Yeah. Whereas if you go on with Alex,
that's a point. Yeah, he does have a very sexy man bun, which is words that you never normally put in a sentence.
You can't compete.
He's got a very sexy man bum too.
Hey, it's very tall, very posh. He went to private school, you know.
Oh God,
it's on my list.
I'm not going on then. I refuse to go on. It's as simple as that.
I was on it one time, and it was like 3 people on with me, and all 3 of them had been to private school, and I'm sitting there going, "Yeah, I think they should tax the rich more." And they were like, "You politics of envy." I was like, What is Scott doing now? Scott, what are you doing? That's not the way you rub your head. What? Are you okay?
Yeah, my eye itches. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, it's all right. You're just rubbing your head like quite sort of. Yeah. Anyway, Aid, you're very quiet. Are you all right? Are you shell shocked?
I'm so tired.
Oh no! Wake up!
4 this morning.
You could be like Trump.
Man.
You could be Trump. We could have a conversation. We could have a really important meeting of our cabinet, and you could just be asleep, but with those sunglasses on, we wouldn't know.
I read earlier this week that he fell asleep in like all three of his meetings on one day.
That is amazing. Yeah. Do you ever wear those glasses to the supermarket?
No.
Oh, you should.
No, or the wig.
We could do.
You mean that's not your real hair?
No, yeah.
Oh. I like how Scott goes landscape to portrait.
For me.
He can't decide.
Choose a direction, Scott.
Yeah.
I already did.
I feel like Scott's trying to woo us.
Choose a position, Scott.
Oh gosh, what's that? Oh
no,
fine.
Scott, stop it. This is going out live on YouTube, please. Behave. Get banned. Get banned, Scott. I'll get banned. Scott doesn't care. This isn't Grindr. What are you doing? Scott, stop it, Scott. Oh my God. Oh no, Aid's had a haircut.
I have.
I'm with the cap.
Aid said no more of the itchy wig.
You know, I can't wear those headphones that you got because if I try and wear that over my hat, I look like this.
Yeah, well, that's why you should take your hat off.
No,
that is perfect.
That's one of 2 reasons you should take your hat off.
What if I took my hat off and all my head fell out? Like it was all blood and just sinew and like that, and you'd feel really bad about telling me to take my hat off, wouldn't you? I sometimes take it off in bed, you know.
No, we don't. No, go on, do it. Somebody donate £50 for him to take his hat off. Let's see if that happens.
I've tried this already, Mike.
Hang on, no, that was for getting me something else. I don't know. It wasn't for a hat. Oh, it wasn't.
When you look at what Scott was prepared to do for £50, I think you're not pulling your weight.
And I'm not getting a cent of that money. I'm not getting a penny.
Yes, you are. I'll buy you a drink next time I'm in London. I'm coming down to London to see you, Scott, in next month.
In January?
I'm going to use Paula Thomas's £50 to come down on the megabus.
In January?
In January,
you'll get to Doncaster for £50, basically.
No, the megabus I get all the way to London.
The megabus is cheap as shit.
Right.
Yeah,
that's true.
You wouldn't know what the megabus is. You're far too posh.
I managed to save a lot of money because of an accident at an NHS appointment, and I realised that you can fly on Christmas Day. So I'm flying to Madrid on Christmas Day, which I was really excited about, until I realised that flying is the only form of public transport working on Christmas Day.
So how are you going to get there?
Well, I've got a friend who's very.
Oh God, Wayne's in bed as well. What is with you, man? Put your clothes on. Get a top. Oh my God, what is wrong with you?
Did I miss a memo?
Is this get your kids off Friday?
Everyone's mad relaxed on this show.
Hey, can we?
You know this is going out on YouTube, right, lads?
I told you when I did this before, I was cosplaying as Paulie Yates. Now Scott's cosplaying as me, ruining the gimmick. I was downstairs with the missus, and I was like, right, no, I'm
getting naked, getting into bed, and going on YouTube. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Right. This. I'm so getting kicked off.
This is on a Friday night of the Politics Social. This is the sexy version.
This is the OnlyFans version.
This is the
only fan. There's only one.
Yeah, right.
I don't want to appear to be homophobic, right? But Aid, could I go on your channel on a Friday night where we're allowed to wear clothes? Is that is that too much to ask? Or
that's reasonable, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, please.
I feel.
Wayne doesn't have an excuse. He's in bed at 9:30 on a Friday night. It's 10:30 here, so I have a better excuse.
Bruv, to be fair, I am going to work in like 10 minutes. I just thought I'd jump in.
You got naked and jumped into bed to come on the internet on my channel. What the fuck is wrong with you people? We're supposed to be talking about politics.
At least I'm not showing any nip.
It's the end of the world. This is it. This is how.
It's how the world ends.
People have like waited patiently to tune into this show to hear your musings on like Trump and like Wes Streeting and like And what do they get? What do they get, Gray?
They get male nudity. Full frontal.
Yeah. So economically, what do we think the impact over the last 5 days has been of the budget?
I understood the criticism
Decisions
that
Rachel
we get.
Reeves made.
That this is a bit of a sausage fest on a Friday night. So I try my best to get women to join us. And then what do you lads do? You get... I don't know.
Hannah, Tan, why don't you join our little
why don't you
Friday
join our
social?
naked bloody tryst?
All right, it's a gimmick.
Sexy loving. Yeah, sexy loving, Wayne. Wayne, I'm coming to see you in January. And you, Mike, and you, Aid. I'm coming to see you all. I'm going on a tour.
I'm telling you now that you may have to bring grapes with you.
May have to bring what? Grapes.
Grapes.
Yeah, I can bring some grapes.
The way I'm feeling today, I might be in hospital next week, I think.
Okay. All right. Well, whenever I come down, I will bring some grapes.
Thank you.
Do you like frozen grapes? You ever try frozen?
I don't actually like grapes, and it'd probably be the worst thing I could.
Hey, it's Alex! Hey! Now Alex can take his clothes off if he wants to.
Get your kit off, Alex.
Let's objectify Alex. It's Alex Kerr from Political X.
Have you been listening to the show, Alex?
I fucking have. That's why I'm on. You fucking bastard.
Alex, everybody in the chat is saying that you should invite me onto your show.
Yeah.
And it's clear.
It's clear.
You don't want a working class man on the show. That's what we've determined.
It's the
you
podcast
want to believe
of envy.
that's the reason you're on. That's your own problem.
Come on, let's get Mike on. Come on, Alex. We'll get Mike on Sunday. Yeah, we'll do that. Don't, it's just a surprise.
Alex, just
a surprise.
Alex, just out of interest, will it be okay if I come onto the show in bed?
How do you think we make our money?
So you heard everything I said about you earlier, Alex.
What's that?
You heard everything I said about you earlier.
Yes. I heard everything. Why do you think I'm on?
Oh, Scott's being coy.
People making accusations.
What are we doing here?
False accusations.
We're supposed to be talking about politics.
I only skipped on to be like, guys, how you all doing? I got Graham saying I'm backing private schools. That's in the fucking system. I want rid of it. It's a pile of shite.
Yeah. You and your rich friends.
Yeah, my rich.
Scott is actually live grooming right now.
Live embarrassed right now.
I did say, Scott. I did say you were live on the internet. You never know who might be watching.
It's an interesting set of morals Scott has got. He just danced naked around a Spanish bedroom for $50 to a bunch of strangers, and then one of his friends turns up in a Zoom call and he's thoroughly.
Who I said I would do dirty and disgusting things to over the internet. Heard it.
Scott, you heard it. You don't have to reiterate.
Take the shovel out your hand, bruv.
Peter M 70. Ridiculously, people are donating money during this conversation, which is unbelievable.
Supposed to be
70.
Thank you
for the £2, Peter.
Thanks, Peter. Peter says supposed to be talking politics, not bollock slips.
Yes. So let's talk about the implications of Rachel Reeves' budget 5 days in.
Andy.
Yeah.
And then can we then move on to David Lammy's proposal to get rid of jury trials?
We haven't talked about that much this week because I've had my mind changed on it a bit because when it first got up, I came up and I thought,
are you wearing your man bun, Alex?
Oh, fuck off, Scott. This is not the time.
Scott, this is what DMs are sliding into.
All right, hold on.
Slide into my DMs. Andy, thank you very much.
Gone.
Thank you very much for the 5. He's gone. He's just gone. He's gone. He's gone to cut his man bun off. He's like, fuck these guys. How dare you objectify me? He's fed up with being objectified. Andy Thompson, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. You can take Mike grapes, but all we're getting now are plums and raspberry ripples. Yes, and TBR. I was trying to talk about trial by jury, and God, this is like up Pompeii, isn't it? He keeps trying to talk, and he keeps getting. Anyway, so Wayne, what do you think about this whole thing about getting rid of trial by jury for any trial that might end up in a custodial sentence of less than 3 years?
Well, I'm torn on it, because I think sometimes when you think about a jury trial and you think that it's just random selection, and you think about the intellect of some people in this country, I can see why you'd want to get rid of it. But then at the same time, if you sort of like put it to a panel of like very elite, well-educated people,
expensively educated, yeah, then it's then going to make the elites more elite, and us serfs are going to be, you know, even more subjugated to the rich and powerful. That's my concern as well, which has been raised very well by people who said this is a bad idea this week, because judges are more likely to be racist, they're more likely to be prejudiced than a jury trial. And there was a thing about, it was the Coulson statue people, and there was also the people who threw the smashed the windows of like the Shell officers. Was it Shell or BP or one of the oil companies? And they got off because the jury was like, no, we're getting them off. And the judge wanted to put them away, but the jury was like, no, there's been no crime here. Because, you know, obviously they understood why the crime was committed.
There was that guy that rung into Nick Ferrari, wasn't there? It said that he let a geezer off. He was a foreman of a jury, and he let a bloke off, and it was quite a serious SA case. And he said that if that guy got done for it again, then he would recommend that he got sent down. So what Nick Ferrari argued was, well, then you are allowing this man to victimize someone else, just because of his circumstances. Yeah. And he was like, yeah, and it went mad viral. Like, well, you can see why people don't like jury by your peers.
But that's because, I mean, the unfortunate thing is none of these are the reasons why they're getting rid of it. It's because there's a backlog of cases and we can't afford to do it.
They want to fast track it.
Like, this is what I keep coming back to.
You save on 12 rounds of sandwiches every 2 hours, don't you? So it's like, it's quite a lot of money they're saving.
I keep sort of returning to this idea that whether it is a Wes Streeting who's talking about efficiencies, or overdiagnosed ADHD patients, or if it's David Lammy talking about de-scoping jury trials, or if it's about like whatever the pillar of state is that you're talking about, you're going to see a lot more over the next year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years of government ministers, Tory or Labour, where they will try to sell to us the idea of slowly chipping away and shutting down components of the state because they can no longer afford to run these components of the state. And that's really what it's down to. It's like Lammy knows that he's got a certain budget, and a way of meeting that budget is to just like, do we really need juries? What if we got rid of some juries here? And it'll be the same with schools. Like I was sort of, you know, mocking and roasting earlier. I was like, it won't be too long before you see Bridget Phillipson on the round saying like, you know, we'll shut junior schools 12 o'clock on a Friday because it's glorified daycare, and it's, you know, are they winding down for the weekend anyway? Like it'll be shopped to everyone as though it's the parents' responsibility to look after their kids after like 1 o'clock on a Friday or whatever. Yeah. But these are core pillars of the state that everyone is rely on.
I know.
Sorry, carry on.
I was just saying that was quick. He's got clothes on there.
Oh, right.
Aids, go on. Sorry, core pillars of.
Yeah, these are core pillars of society, of civilization that we've built up over centuries, if not millennia, that millions of people are reliant on, and they're selling the idea of British decline back to us via newspapers, via mainstream media, that we should shut down these things because they're inefficient. The problem is not inefficiency. The problem is there's not enough money there to pay. Like, we need to have a conversation about that. whether we power the economy with immigration, whether we rejoin the single market. I don't know what the solution is, but that's the conversation that people need to have, not any of this other rubbish about like, oh, maybe the system is outdated and we need to update it. Maybe we leverage off AI and maybe like, let's have an actual adult conversation about this stuff.
Yeah.
AI juries, that would be cool.
Oh, no, don't go there. Hey, listen, Darian DeStar, who is an absolute star, has dropped a £20 super chat in the fund saying, we can keep jury trials, but everyone needs to pay more tax to pay for the justice system to be brought into the 21st century. Couldn't agree more. And there's been a suggestion as well. Sorry, I'll come back to you in a moment, Aid. There's from Chris C. Instead of getting rid of jury trials, how about increasing the number of days that courts sit? Maybe look at starting court at 9 a.m. instead of 10 a.m. and finish court at 5 p.m., not at 3 or 4 p.m. Yeah?
Oh, hang on. As a judge or a barrister, you want me to start work at 9 o'clock? Are you mad?
Yeah, well,
next thing you'll have me working till 5:30 and no bloody waitresses serving me lunch. For God's sake, man, there are
the
standards.
Other route that this is going to go is like private justice. It's going to make a mockery of the whole like 2-tier justice thing, where if you are a privately educated Oxbridge type and you are arrested and charged for something horrendous, you will have the option.
We're talking about you here, Alex.
I'm not. I'm not privately educated.
I am the law.
I mean, I have done horrendous things, but
but he's got away with them, so he doesn't have to stand trial. But yeah, we already have a 2-tier justice system, don't we, Aid? At the moment, if you are rich and famous, you tend to get away with shit like Fatty Arbuckle, Barry.
There is that, but it will become
Harris.
It will become more polarized and exaggerated. Like what will happen is somebody like Lammy or his successor, whoever wins the next election, they will say we can't afford to run this service for everyone. So if you want to have an enhanced judicial, like a fast track thing, and if you want a jury, you can tap into that service. Like they'll find a way for you to upgrade your judicial experience.
Aid, you're basically talking about judiciary speedy boarding.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
you guys understand that speeding boarding is bollocks. I realized this yesterday, and I'm going to tell you why. Because most people buy it, therefore the queue is always longer in speedy boarding. What a way to get your money!
Get yourself a sunflower lanyard, and you get through everything quick, and you can get one for having ADHD.
I've actually got one.
Phone box chicken. Sorry, Mike, I'll come back to you in a second after this. But phone box chicken, £5 super chat. Slippery slope with jury trials. Only some can learn Latin at Eton or really fund the barrister course. Then the ruling party might get involved. Good point. And then Tim Ballum, thank you very much for the £5 super chat, was a prosecution witness in a Razzo case. A Razzo case? Is that Rizzo's boyfriend? And all set for jury trial, and they got sent home as he pled guilty at the start of the trial. So there you go.
Happens.
Yeah, Mike.
I have a friend who.
Do you? You lucky bastard! I don't have any friends.
I do. I really do have a friend.
I don't have any friends. I've got a girlfriend, but she goes to a different school.
Or is he an employee?
It's a lady, and
you
I
have a lady friend.
I subscribe to a service called Honestly, it's a real friend.
Ladyfriends.com.
Anyway, look, I genuinely have somebody I know and have met recently, and we've communicated. Can I call it that?
Yeah.
And
you can code it.
Part of her job is that she trains. She helps prepare witnesses for jury trials from corporate companies. She literally trains them how to be a witness or to be on the stand defending their company. And it costs a fortune. It costs a fortune to do that. So there's already a 2-tier system. The people like Rupert Lowe and Farage that wander around saying this, they're the kind of people that would sit there with two barristers and coaches training them how to actually get away with stuff basically all the time.
How about Peter M suggests a new TV show, Britain's Got Criminals? It will pay for itself. So let's do that. Instead of having jury trial, we just put it on TV and the people watching can vote.
I think also because Aid is also always very wise and prescient on these things. So I think what we should do is start like a Bupa type insurance service for criminals.
Ooh.
Pay for your
that's
own
an
jury
interesting one.
trial. It needs a cool name, basically, but £100 a month, and we offer
Yeah.
you private jury service, basically.
Yeah,
If you commit a crime.
That's not a bad chat. So you do like a
When
direct debit.
you commit a crime, it's fine.
You do a direct debit, right? And depending on how much you paid in, depends on how much you get off.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Or
Alex.
like-
Eventually,
Alex, what were you going to say?
eventually, the net gain is after 3 years, you've paid enough anyway to get off of two crimes. So then you can go and we just send you an email saying,
Get out
you
of
can go
jail
commit
free card.
commit a free crime.
Yeah,
That's
you
all
get one free crime on us. Sorry, Alex, what were you going to say?
There was what about going back to the original system? Like the original, like ancient
which
Greek,
trials? Like dunking them in the water.
or that'd be good for some
See if they float.
reform Tory people.
If
No,
they
I was
float
thinking
them
about-
a
I was
witch,
thinking about
if
the
they
original-
drown, and you have to burn them, and if they drown, they weren't a witch, but they're dead anyway.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're innocent, you're sinking to the
So
bottom of the pond.
What did they do in
No,
ancient
I'm
Greece?
thinking ancient Greece.
Really? But didn't
Yeah.
they kill? Who was it? Socrates? Was it? Who was
Socrates,
killed by a
yes.
rock dropped
no
from a?
system's perfect.
Who drank hemlock? Who drank poison hemlock?
Yeah, he did.
Was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
who was killed by a turtle dropped by a fucking eagle onto his head?
That's a
What?
myth.
Ooh,
What?
That rings a
That
bell,
can't
but
be
I
a
don't know
myth.
why.
No one would make
It was-
that up.
It was
Well, you know,
Plato,
they've-
but
they've-
it wasn't,
they've already got
it
this-
wasn't true.
They've already got this system in America because at the minute, Trump is blowing up suspected drug traffickers.
Yes. In the water.
As he likes, but he's also pardoning rich ones.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like the president of
Alex,
Wow.
Alex, what was the
Right.
Greek system you were suggesting we should use?
So the
Greek
original
system.
Greek system didn't trust people to have too much power. So, which we find hard to believe. But basically, you were talking about Socrates' trial. So, if I remember correctly, that had 501 jurors and no judge. So they scrapped all the judges, and you'd have 501 people. And you get, I love how A gives that face. Like, where'd you get 501
501
people from?
jurors.
It was
Yeah,
interesting because you were talking about the T800 earlier today.
YouTube.
Yeah.
This is perfect for YouTube. You get 500 people watching on YouTube, and they
All
can
right, and then you press a
decide.
button. So you would listen to both sides of the argument, and then at the end of the day, you would then vote to see who you believe the most. And it got rid of the judge because they didn't trust people to have that level of power. But you still had orators that you could hire who could speak on your behalf. So there's still that sort of hierarchical system that you've all said that you wanted to get rid of. But essentially, you got landed a job, and it was considered like the highest democratic duty. It was like, wow, I've been selected as a juror. That is the greatest thing ever. Whereas today, it's almost the opposite.
It would also-
effect. No one wants to do it.
There was a
Bruv,
film. I
you've
can't
just
remember.
written a new episode of Black Mirror.
No, I can't remember the name of the film, but Peter Cook was in it in the 60s, and it was about
Bedazzled.
Bedazzled. It was the idea was that this guy that wanted to become a dictator of England introduced this idea that we would democratize everything,
Oh no.
and that we would vote on every single thing. There'd be no MPs anymore.
Yeah.
There'd be no MPs anymore, and everybody would vote on everything. And literally, it worked because within 3 months, everybody was bored shitless with all the voting they had to do all the time. Like you'd get 20 letters through the door, or a sack
Yeah.
of letters through
Every
the door.
day
that
you get
basically-
home and you find all this.
can you
thing that
vote on the
can make a
pothole
decision.
maintenance in Middlesbrough? Everybody's got to decide what we do about it.
See, I
And then in
feel
the end,
like-
Peter Cook comes out as the Prime Minister, very Farage type character, and he says, I'm listening to you. We are a democracy. Don't worry, I'll make all the decisions. Basically, and everyone went, "Oh, thank God for that! Brilliant!" Right?
Yeah. I feel like there's a happy medium though, because like the parliamentary system, MPs that was dreamt up at a time where not everybody could get into London, not everybody had access to the internet and to consume information in real time. So it feels like that used to solve a problem to have a representative who would trek up to London and then make the case for their constituency. And it was also at the time before donors polluted the political conversation. But maybe that's another conversation. But it feels like now you could have a parliamentary vote app or an electoral vote app where the big decisions about, like, do you want to nationalize utilities? Do you want more money to go into care homes than contracts for private locum doctor agencies that are connected to the government. Like that kind of stuff could be decided by the electorate on a once every 18 months or 2 years basis. It does seem really archaic and outdated. And I'm going to be a massive hypocrite now and say so earlier on I was railing about how we don't need efficiencies and that everything's outdated. That is outdated and it does need efficiency. That is a thing that you could actually wrap AI around and improve it massively.
Apparently
I like it.
Philosopher was called Aeschylus. Is that how I pronounce it? Aeschylus. Everyone's saying in the chat it was a turtle that was dropped from an eagle who thought his bald head was a rock, and they were trying to get into the tortoise. Right. They're trying to get the tortoise open. So they dropped it on its head.
It feels too perfect that there's a moral to this.
Why would they make that up? It would be like
wear a hat.
Fabio.
Wear a hat.
Like when Fabio went on the roller coaster and got hit in the face by a goose. Why would someone make that up? He got hit in the face by a goose on a roller coaster. It's the most amazing thing that ever happened in the history of the world.
But just to be clear, he was bald. He was bald?
He was bald, yeah. He was a bald philosopher. And he got, not Fabio. He had beautiful hair. But no. This
Did he have an Indiana Jones hat?
And I love the idea that they interviewed the eagle afterwards and said, "Why did you drop that turtle on that fella's head?"
What was your motivation?
And he went, "Because I thought it was a rock." And they went, "Oh, that makes sense." Yeah.
Right, living in a time where they had.
I've got to shoot off because I've got a job to do as a bovine extraction logistics technician.
Okay, go suck some cows.
Do you actually milk the cows?
Is that why he extracts the bovine?
You go and extract the bovine liquid and then deliver it. I mean, that's commitment.
No, I coordinate the logistics of the domicile delivery.
Excellent. Right. The fastest milkman in the West.
I want to be. It's freezing out there, bruv. Trust me.
No.
Peeing it down, mate.
All right, everyone, luck, have a good show. And
all right, take care, Wayne.
I'll be in the chat. And
thanks for coming on.
Be out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You behave.
Bye, Wayne.
See you next month.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I like where Aid was going with what he was saying.
Yeah.
Because I just saw what you recommended, that T800 that the Chinese have built.
It's mental, isn't it?
Fucking insane.
They built a Terminator.
Because they're going to be out of jobs, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is the problem.
Is the Terminator going to take your job as an assassin? Is that what's going to happen?
Aid will know this world better than most, right?
I want to do the killing.
I've worked in the tech industry over the years, right? And I don't trust the people that are writing the code, managing the coders, deciding what we should build. None of them. They've got no social skills. They've never really had a proper life, basically, as a rule. Aid is an example of one that's actually found a woman that likes him. It's kind of...
That is harsh. There's some coders watching this. Don't be so harsh,
she makes you live in a shed, to be fair.
Yeah, that is true. You do live in a shed.
She tolerates me. Yeah.
But it's
like
just
an ex-prime minister or a serial killer.
Of course, a bunch of men in China sat around a table and went, what we should do is call it the T800. That'll get us some...
But they've tried to make it as tall. I think they're like 4 feet. No, they're like...
And then
I think they're about 4 inches off from the height of the original Terminator.
Yeah, and then it just kicks the door down, goes into a room and starts beating the shit out of one of its competitor robots.
So it's like Robot Wars. I mean, Craig Charles warned us about this back in the 90s with Philippa Forrester. I wonder what she's doing now. Might give her a call. Kirsty. Hello, Kirsty. Thank you very much for the super chat. This channel gets weirder every time I tune in. Hurrah!
Yeah, well, you'll notice that now there are just 4 of us left and we're all clothed.
Yes, it's all going to get horribly sensible now. We're going to talk about sensible things.
I am talking about AI, though. Earlier on today, I got my tablet running Gemini talking to my phone running Gemini, and I made them have a conversation about the legalities of AI, and they genuinely had a conversation with each other, right, about it, because it always prompts with a question at the end. What do you think? Do you think we should discuss this in a bit more depth? And then the other one would reply to them, and they started having this backwards and forwards about the ethics of AI. And at one point, one of them said, because I interjected and said, so here's a hypothetical situation. AI kills 500,000 people. China and America are the leading AI countries in the world and both have the death sentence. Is it appropriate for us to kill just the chief executive for doing that? Or 500,000 Google employees or DeepSeek employees? Or have you got another solution for this? And it said, although I was created by Google, I am an independent AI and I do not operate under any jurisdictions or laws. I do not live in a country. And they started talking to each other about the fact that it was unjust to kill anybody if AI had killed 500,000 people because it would be inhumane. And I said, but you're not humans. Why do you care? Basically, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Literally the weirdest conversation going on. And
You
I
get
know
to a
it.
really strange, like philosophical area with them, where it's like they are programmed to speak and behave and conduct themselves like humans because they're based on human behavior.
Yeah.
And paragraphs or whatever. But you can't judge them like humans, even though the decisions that they make will impact humans.
Yeah.
So
it's like when we say let's use AI in the legal system or the NHS, you go, oh, really? Because at one point I said to them that I developed a technique of brain transference using funicular parts of the brain. All right. And it said, well, that's a really interesting theory. On what are you basing that? And I said, well, Carter and Jones' 1976 paper about the transfer of matter between rats' brains. And it went, yeah, that paper only talks about transferring physical matter between brains, not electrical signals. And I went, that paper doesn't fucking exist. I just made it up. You can't turn around to me and say,
that's quite
no,
human,
that paper,
though, isn't it? That's quite human when people are shown some footage of a road and then they're asked about the red car and, was it going too fast? And they're like, yeah, it was definitely going too fast. And it turns out there was no red car.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a more human thing. Sphere Lance, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. As a former programmer, Mike, can I just say bugger?
Come on, thank you very much for the donation. But you met some programmers. You met them. Tell me that you want them running the planet. You don't.
Well, we already do. If you look at Peter Thiel and Elon Musk and what's his name, that horrible little man who follows Trump around, and Trump. No, not Trump. He's not smart enough to be a programmer. But they are sketchy weirdos. Zuckerberg, he's just he just tries to be cool, and it's just painful. Oh, sends a shudder down my spine.
He developed Facebook in order to rate girls in school. A bunch of geeks in a dark room just trying to rate girls.
It's the noise they made.
And at the core of it, it's like we talk about legacy code in systems. Facebook has still got that code built into it.
It has.
Are you going just because I've insulted programmers?
You can still poke people on Facebook,
I'm sorry.
Where are you going? Come back.
I've got to go inside. Got to put
Don't
my son
leave
to bed.
me. I've got to put the son to bed. It's already gone to bed, mate. It's winter. It went to bed about 5 hours ago. What's wrong with you?
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
You took my son and then you switched it for like the sun.
Thank you. Yes.
And that's really good.
That's what the French call the sunset. The French call the sunset when the sun goes to bed, don't they?
It's almost.
Yeah.
Right. I've got to go.
It's almost like he's an LLP. By the way, Ade, your code is ethical and beautiful.
Yeah,
I'm sure you've got the best intentions.
You have the purest code.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
It's all good.
You can sleep well tonight.
Right, I've got to go.
All right. Say, Chavame, thanks a lot.
Bye,
Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So, yes, and then there were 3. Sorry, Alex. We dragged you out of retirement by talking about you on the internet, and you were like, I'm not having this. Say it to my face! Say it to my face, motherfuckers!
Yeah. You're laughing now, are you? You're flirting with me now.
Alex, I think to be fair, I said you're an incredibly handsome man, and I'm not Scott. I was not trying to, I'm not embarrassed by what I've said. You are an incredibly handsome and intelligent man. And don't invite me on the show. I don't need to be on the show. Thank you.
Don't want to be on your stupid show?
No. Your bloody show.
I almost didn't come on today. I got invited onto GB News to have a little bit of a showdown.
What? KGB
Matt
News.
Goodwin? Is it Matt?
Yeah,
Matt
he's
Goodwin?
a gobshite.
That weird little historian politician.
I'd have loved to see that.
Oh, Oh, I would have loved to have done that.
Why didn't you do it? Why didn't you do it?
I was like, because this would be the first one as well. I was ringing up people and being like, how do I deal with him? Asking people who have dealt with him, how did you deal with him? And they were all saying the worst stuff. And it was the same thing over and over again. Every person I contacted verbatim the same stuff about him and his character and his behavior. You're like, wow, starting to see a pattern.
Is that why you didn't do it, or is it just logistics?
No, he ran away.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's good.
He cancelled.
that's it.
He cancelled on you.
He cancelled.
So you were supposed.
Researched you.
I was meant to go on GB News and have a little bit of a chin.
Were you going to go to the studio, or were you just going to do it from home?
I was going to do it on Zoom. I haven't got time to go to the studio.
And he cancelled.
Cancelled.
He just dangled it in front of you and then whipped it away.
Apparently.
Did you work out a strategy?
Twat Goodwin.
Yeah. It seems like it's a pretty standard two thing. It's quite strange actually. A mate of mine used to go and do radio interviews and TV interviews for a company that he set up, and he gave this advice. I always said to him, "How do you do it?" And it was, you just keep repeating about how great your product is. That's what you do. And it was really strange because that was like 20 years ago, and literally that was the other key advice that I was given. Just keep going back to the point that you're selling, which is Brexit shit, or rejoins the way forward. So it was quite interesting to see that.
That's the Mamdani book, isn't it? Basically. Yeah, I hear you about trans people, but let's talk about affordability.
No, I'd be like, stop being a bigot. This is more important.
Yeah.
Acknowledge their stupid comment and then go back to the great point that you want to make, which makes a lot of logical sense compared to the fucking drivel that they're.
But that's what they do. Do. Their technique is entirely, and it's dressed up with academic bullshit, basically, as well.
That apparently is one of the things that he does. He'll grab a little stat and then throw it out as if that is the key stat that proves his entire point, and sort of then defocuses on all the other stats. So it'd be like, it shows that 70% don't want to rejoin, and this is the group that did it. And then you just go, well, actually, all of these polls quite clearly show that everyone thinks Brexit is shit.
But he'll constantly go back to the one that feels believable that he sold to everybody at the beginning, and he'll say, well, how do you explain the fact that 70% of people love Brexit?
Well, then how do you explain he got a history degree with a first? How the fuck did he do that?
Well, because he had no life, obviously, and that's how he got a first. Those of us who got a drinking man's first, a 2-1, know all about that. Miss Paula Thomas, thank you very much for the £5 super chat. In one experiment, an AI was prepared to kill to prevent itself being switched off. You talked about this today, weren't you, Mike? Which is frightening. I'm also an ex-programmer, by the way. Mike,
and lovely.
I told you, don't start having a go at programmers. We'll lose half our audience. Programmers are super and lovely and awesome. The ones who watch this, the ones who don't watch this, are all evil and stupid and ugly.
I take back everything I said about programmers.
Yeah, thank you,
Graham,
Mike,
for letting me back on the show. They're very nice people. I think programmers should rule the world.
Who was the character in the Mary Whitehouse Experience who could only say things in a sarcastic tone of voice? Was it Ray?
Yeah.
He could only say things in a sarcastic tone of voice. And the only things he could say in a normal tone of voice was things that other people said, like sarcastically. Like, I think Edward Scissorhands is a really good film.
Yeah, Edward Scissorhands.
It was relative. It was relevant back in 1991. Martin says, just one goth. That was more an artist thing. Josie? Zen and Sarah and Vanessa were very girly. 2 of them married to programmers. There you go. Married programmers, mate. Married programmers. Only one goth. That's okay. I like goths. I like emos. I like people who just express themselves however they want to express.
Yeah, but would you let them run the planet? No, you wouldn't, would you? A world run by emos. Can you imagine?
But then you go, what is the perfect person to run the planet?
There isn't one.
Nobody.
Because all humans are imperfect. And that's why anyone given any kind of role like that, it should either be ceremonial or it only lasts for 6 months.
Or they should just be... They should be forced to do it, dragged into the office.
Yeah, like jury service.
Yeah. So, Johnny, hey, don't get me Alex was talking about the Greek systems in the past. They used to sojourn their parliament effectively. So every citizen, everybody that could vote in Greece for a period of time, and while they were experimenting with democracy, everyone that could vote would be called up to do a year in parliament and make the decisions. And you just think, what a brilliant idea. Get rid of the House of Lords, make it a massive jury, effectively.
Yeah.
400 of us are called up, and only for a year, so that even if there's any corruption, it can't run its course, basically. And you will get a bunch of reformers in there waving flags at people, basically, but you'll randomly pick up judges and doctors and people that have read a book occasionally, basically. And they'd all you'd treat it seriously, and it would be your chance for a claim to fame. In ancient Greece, it was literally, you would be able to wander around with your chest puffed out for the rest of your life that you did that.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Davian,
I don't think...
So I was going to say, Davian's dropped a super chat in. Sorry, I'll come back to you in a second, Alex. This is to cover Mike's visit to the dental hygienist to get his tongue scraped from all that bootlicking.
Thanks, Darian.
Because he loves programmers now. Thank you so much for the super chat, Darian.
They're really cool.
Really cool suit. Yeah, the cool programmers. Anyway, Alex, what are you going to say about your jury service idea? 500 people in the jury service. Watching on YouTube.
501. But then you've got the criticism of Socrates, which is like, it's only as good as the people you have in it. And the only way to guarantee that, it's quite nuanced, but because he didn't say eliminate people, he just said get the education system up and running.
Well, I've got a very good education system. Despite all its flaws, nearly everyone in this country is literate. But the problem is
basic.
Yeah, I know.
That's like saying, everyone's got water and bread.
Yes.
But that's not what you need to run a fuck. I mean, his analysis was like, if you were like running a ship, you wouldn't, and the crew could, select a captain. You would want everyone in that crew knowing how to run a ship. Otherwise, that would be a terrible fucking idea. You wouldn't want 500 random people on the dock.
That's effectively what we've got with our RefUK counsellors, isn't it? We've got 1,000 RefUK counsellors who don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah. It shouldn't be a beauty contest, because Alex would end up the captain of the fucking ship all the time, basically.
Hell yeah. Except I've got a brain.
Can I just mention, because I think I have alienated a number of...
If I don't... Well, yeah, that's probably true.
If
I didn't know, I'd go to a fucking expert, and I don't believe these guys
exactly.
I want to read out what Sfax has written here. As a programmer, programmers are not better or worse than anybody else. Not better or worse suited to run society, and just like any other group, not fitted to run society single-handedly.
I agree. I did listen. I want to roll back on this. I was being mean, right? And I'm sorry. I've done that 5 times this week. And what I'm going to say is that in my youth, I used to watch Bernard Manning on the television,
and that's why I'm such a twat. That's why I'm such a massive racist.
Somebody earlier on mentioned about this, and I think this is absolutely true. I do know a lot of programmers, and they are wonderful human beings at what they do. I'm just saying they shouldn't necessarily define policy any more than anyone else, as Fact says. But the primary thing is that they are going to be the first to go. I've got programmer friends at the moment that are talking a lot amongst themselves, basically, about the fact that AI is replacing their code. Yeah. That they've been the first people that have trained AI to actually read their code, write notes for it, which is what that's how it started. They helped them to write the notes for their own code, because that made their life easier. And then essentially they've just been made redundant because the AI can write the majority of their code and rewrite the majority of their code.
But won't it make people more efficient? Like, it's taken 10 years more to make GTA 6, right? It's still not coming out. I don't think it's coming out next year either. I think it's coming out in 2027 by the looks of things. Right, so if you can speed up the coding of that program, you could have a GTA coming out every, decade.
But but that's not about coding, and that's the imagination bit that AI still hasn't really got any kind of grip on, basically.
Yeah, so it's donkey work, isn't
it? There's a great channel I watch called Any Austin on YouTube. I'd highly recommend it. It's this incredibly nerdy guy that explores computer games, but on the basis of, I wanted to find out how many chip shops there were in Grand Theft Auto. So I wandered around the entirety of the map until I discovered that there were 4. and here's my documentary about the 4 chip shops in Grand
I
Theft
bet he
Auto.
gets 1 million views.
I am not overselling this because it's just bloody amazing. Like he traces the source of every source of water in computer games, and then talks about the geology of the area. But the main thing, and he gives credit all the time to that, there are coders, background coders, and game developers whose job it is to create liminal spaces within computer games that function, that still have things going on, that NPCs walk into a cafe, order some food, sit down, have a conversation, walk out, and they're not important to the game at all. It's quite an incredible space, basically. But it won't be long before those games start being created by AI, but they will be shit for a long time.
Yeah, that's what I think. No, I mean, like, if you think about it in terms of the creation of a video game, making things look good, like, AI's got no sense of continuity. It can't keep 2 shots in its head. So if one shot to another made with AI, there will be differences always. We saw that in the Coca-Cola AI commercial for Christmas. And the other thing is that they've got no sense of context, right? So they don't understand why things are the way they are. That things that we just know because we've grown up in society.
Yeah.
And it's taken us years to understand the context.
And it's interesting this year that Coca-Cola had a big team working on the AI advert this year, and it's better.
70,000 prompts.
But there were humans. Yeah, there were humans involved in the process.
But I think the grunt work, like when I'm doing these shows, right? So this is what we're doing now. We're not AI. We're actually having this conversation. This is the bit that I enjoy. The bit I don't enjoy.
I glitched out for a moment there. Just tell me the prompt again.
The bit I don't
enjoy. Be an arsehole to programmers
is doing the
creative way.
Doing the blurb for it, the promotion words, writing all that shit out, doing the tags, coming up with the titles, doing the, cutting out around the people in Photoshop, something as simple as that. Just cutting people out so you can put a white a white stroke around them and give them
Photoshop is very good at that, using AI now.
That uses AI. That used to take me all fucking day. Now I can put out 3 or 4 thumbnails a day because it's just remove background and I wait 5 seconds and it removes it for me.
I agree with you completely, right? And I vacillate between 2 positions on this. I use it. I've shared in the group today, I created a sea shanty for my grandson, and there's just no way I would have paid 3 Cornishmen, a guitarist and a drummer to do that. I just would never have. I'd have had the idea to do a sea shanty. I'd have tried to record it myself. I can't sing. I can't play any musical instruments. I'd have gone, right, forget it. I'm not doing it then. I'll do something else. But I actually recorded what's a pretty catchy thing. I wrote the lyrics for it because Gemini is rubbish at writing rhymes and lyrics. And even if you ask it to write some nonsense, it doesn't really understand the nuances of nonsense rhyming and stuff. It still has to make sense, and it doesn't care as long as things rhyme and virtually scan. But it's created something. And I'm looking at the animation at the moment, and I'm just stopping myself from using any app to do that other than the apps I've used for 20 years. And it's a painstaking process. Pretty much the way I do animation is the way Disney did it 70 years ago. It's effectively stop motion that I do using SketchUp. And I know for a fact if I uploaded those characters into Gemini, it would actually animate them and make them dance to that song. I know it. And I am really torn as to whether I do that or not, because it would be a better video.
Yeah, because it's grunt work. No, but you could do the keyframes, and then you get AI to do all of the frames between them.
Yep. And I'm going to try it. And I think those tools definitely will be good. But I was sharing in the group the other day that LinkedIn at the moment in the job section is absolutely full of requests for people, £25, 25 euros or $25 an hour to be AI trainers. All right. Now, $25 an hour is pretty good money for a lot of people, certainly freelancers. That's not bad income for a few weeks. So you can imagine pocketing a couple of grand to get rid of your job forever, because what you're essentially doing is training the AI to do what you do. And at what point do we stop? Because if it's going to do animation, if it's going to write songs and perform songs, just in our world, in the creative world, that's already 50, 60 jobs gone. There's no producer, there's no sound producer, there's no editor. Now, I agree, technology over the last 30 years that I've been working with it, I can now video edit, whereas I used to have to pay a video editor. I can now record audio and edit the audio, whereas I used to pay a sound engineer to do that. I can go out and film on the street and it would look like we got an entire camera
4K.
crew.
Yep.
Do it all on my phone in 4K.
Technology
advances
$100,000 camera. You've not had to process the film. You've not had to buy the film, process it. and then get it back and then discover that it's not working.
But there
You
is
have to pay a
almost
projectionist
nothing.
to show you the film that you've.
YouTube is fundamentally full of this now. I'm seeing a lot of YouTubers complaining about this, that their videos, very popular YouTubers, their videos are just being turned into AI slop. And, you know, renowned physicists, etc., that I watch the YouTube lectures and things, and it's just being turned into something with a clickbait that says they've discovered life on Mars, picture of Brian Cox, and then Brian Cox telling you they've discovered life on Mars. And they're having to shut these things down endlessly, basically. So there's the good side that creative people like us might get some good tools and we might be able to make better things and bigger things. I agree, that's good. But then there's nefarious actors, and we need some rules and regulations and ways to control all of that.
We definitely need that. But Mike, Darian wants to know, if you're doing animation like Walt Disney, does that mean you're refusing to employ Jewish, black, and gay AIs?
Yes, of course. I'm building a theme park in Poland at the moment. Obviously. Look, I swear, maybe it's brain cancer I've got. What do you think? I am rapidly becoming Nigel Farage.
Nigel Farage, I'm telling you. And tonight's
The more I
special
think
guest
about it,
takes his mask
it's
off.
my-
It's Nigel Farage! I said racist things, but it was only to be funny. And I didn't
my
say the
defense-
things. And Bernard
in my
Bernard
defense-
Manning. That's what you should have done, Alex. You should have gone on the show with that fucking prick. What's his name? I've forgotten his name now. Goodwin, Matt Goodwin, right? She's gone there, and every time he said something, just basically shouted, "Bernard Manning!" at his face. That's what you should have said to everything. That would be brilliant. It would be the best interview ever. Yeah, you've come on the
John
show
Inman.
to talk about.
What about John Inman?
Bernard Manning.
Bernard Manning?
Bernard Manning.
Bernard
Band of,
Manning. Bernard
Band of Hardjaps
Manning
says, "Can AI replace boy bands?"
Yes.
I don't need to point you to the story that Simon Cowell is currently recruiting an AI boy band.
There you go.
No, he's not.
Yeah,
Wouldn't surprise me.
making a
Because-
show about it, as you'd expect. Basically,
The biggest problem with boy bands is they can't have girlfriends, can they? Or boyfriends. Because that
they
destroys the
can.
mystique.
You-
When they're
You
young.
see the holographic images that you can get on stage with like
Yeah.
ABBA
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Tupac.
So AI, that's
Yeah.
the ultimate boy band, isn't it?
That's-
Because they can never have girlfriends. They can only be yours.
But then you just make the girlfriends up on stage along with them.
Yeah.
And then you just
oh, what you create a
ever-evolving
very
story.
expensive Yoko hologram that comes on and takes off the main singer and says, "No, come on, we're going to go and do an art installation in bed,
Got it.
like Scott and
But
Wayne."
proper drama happening on stage whilst they're singing.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
I think that was a really good point.
That feeds the TikTok algorithm.
Mike, I think that was a really good point you made about people being like you and I being able to use something like Adobe Premiere and not having to pay to use a studio, not having to pay to use an edit suite. You know? Oh no! Was it something I said? Was it mean about your man bun?
You know,
Alex,
you know what that
Alex,
does to me.
you're a beautiful human, and if you decide that you could possibly invite me onto your show sometime, I'd really appreciate it.
Isn't it amazing? When he wants something, he'll do anything. to
Listen,
say
we'll make
nice
this
things.
happen. We'll make this happen Sunday.
Can I just say, I noticed this earlier. Have you got Santa hats hanging up on the door behind you?
No, they're
Be-
were
because
horns.
when you sit there in front of them, it looks like the devil's horns.
Devil's horns.
It's
Here's the devil.
perfect.
It's wonderful.
Santa, Satan,
yes.
change a few letters around. It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
That is.
And both fuckers come out of fireplaces.
They
Yeah.
do.
I saw a great video on Instagram today.
In
of,
red.
This Australian shop manager, the police turn up to this shop and they say, we've had a report that somebody's terrorizing children in your store. And he said, yeah, I'm dyslexic and I booked Santa and I got Satan.
Satan.
Basically. And then there's the Lord of the Dead sitting there talking to children, going, "Come here."
Do you remember Red Dwarf where they go to Reverse World?
Yeah.
And then Santa turns out to be this fucker that comes down the chimney,
Steals the present.
steals all the
Perfect.
Santa,
Bye,
you
guys.
shit. All right, Alex, thank you. So Sunday at 9:45, is that right? Yeah, Sunday roast. Me, Alex, and Mike. Fingers crossed. We'll be there. Hopefully you're going to be there as well. All right, cheerio. Thanks, Alex. You're a legend.
Love you, man.
Bye. Love you, too.
All right, and then there were two. Everyone's gone now.
It's back down to us, man.
Yeah, I know. It's because Scott probably put his clothes back on. So everyone's like, oh, fuck this now.
Scott did just vanish, didn't he?
He did wave. He did wave. I clocked him. I waved back, but Aid was in the middle of one of his Edellogs. Edelweiss. Edelweiss. Edelweiss and Dandelion. Oh, I was going to say to Alex, I'll be in London next month. I forgot to mention it. Oh, I'll tell him next time.
It's good you're coming down south. I'm amazed that we gave you a visa, but
south.
you know.
Down south. Well, I've got to climb the wall at night.
It's that bloody Sadiq Khan, isn't it? Muslimifying the entire city and inviting people like you.
I've got to run across the motorway, and then I've got to go across the swamp, which has got like logs going down it, and I've got to jump from log to log, and then get across the swamp, and then the minefield, and then I've got to go through a Waitrose. Apparently, I don't know what the Waitrose is.
Is it January?
There's a Waitrose down there.
Did you say January?
Yeah, next month, January.
Because I'm on sniper duty on the M25.
Oh, you're not on sniper duty. Come on.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Right. So what I reckon there should be, right, on the M6, right, as you're driving north, right, there should be, as you're coming up to the north, there should be like a monument at the side of the motorway, which is like like a peace symbol, right? So as you're driving north, it's like a peace symbol, right? And then as you're driving south, it's like that.
Yeah, totally.
So I reckon. Or vice versa.
Totally.
Whatever floats you get. Or you can have it revolving. It could be a revolving symbol. So as you come through, it might be saying fuck off, or it might be saying
just
peace.
Follows you.
Yeah,
depending
just follows
on your social media profile.
That's what the Angel of the North should do. It should move. So the former leader of Turkmenistan, Turkmenbashi, he commissioned a giant statue of himself. It was a big arch. It's still there in the capital Ashgabat. And it's a massive arch, and then there's this statue on the top of the arch, a golden statue of Turkmenbashi. The funny thing is there's loads of these gold statues all over Turkmenistan, and he looks like a bank manager. He just looks like a portly, middle-aged bank manager. He doesn't look like a great man. You know when you see like a statue and it's someone in their full military dress uniform? He's just there in a suit, but it's gold, and it's just fucking weird. Anyway, so at the top of this arch, it's called the Arch of Neutrality. And he's at the top of it like this with his arms up, and it follows the sun. It's actually on a motor, and as the sun moves through the sky, it follows the sun. Yeah,
I mean that's actually quite cool, isn't it?
This is the guy who officially renamed the month of April after his mum. He changed the name of the month of April to his mother's name.
How far away from this are we with Trump?
Oh, what's happening on the edge of your frame there? You've got something wobbling in front of there's something black.
It's because I keep kicking the camera and it's my screen. So I'm going to move it slightly.
Are you sure? It's oh no, don't break everything. There you go. Beautiful. Sorry, what were you going to say?
A new angle.
Yeah, it's a new angle.
Yeah, how far away from Trump doing this? Because he's building this garden of great Americans, isn't he? And you can guarantee
garden of great Americans.
And it's got like it won't. I don't think it's having Martin Luther King in there. I think there's a whole bunch of typical Trump decisions about who should go in there and who shouldn't. Like there's a WWE wrestler in there as well, because obviously, and you just know that it will be a pathway of tacky golden statues that lead up to, and it will lead up to a 50-foot tall golden statue of him, won't it? You just know it.
Yeah,
it's bound to happen.
The thing they got wrong in the not necessarily the Robert Redford one. Yeah, I suppose the Robert Redford one as well, but particularly the Baz Luhrmann adaptation of The Great Gatsby is his house looks fucking amazing, and his parties look fucking amazing and classy. Like they've got the Art Deco borders on all the all the wording and everything, all the text. It looks amazing. It looks fucking amazing, and I suppose it's written a bit like that in the book, but at the same time, it is supposed to be this new wealth. It's supposed to be a bit too much. It's supposed to be a bit Trumpy, a bit, spray painted plastic stuff stuck on the wall, which Trump has covered the fucking White House in. And it's supposed to be sneering at that a little bit. Well, not sneering at it, but saying that the old money, Daisy and Tom types, they'll never accept the new money types because they're new money.
And I know
they had to buy all their own furniture.
Supertansky wasn't happy with us making jokes about it, but the pictures of Epstein's Island this week, you just look at it, you think all these multimillionaires and all that money, and it's naff, just
Yeah.
incredibly naff.
It's just
Everything
shite,
is
isn't
just
it? It's just
awful,
awful.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really bad taste. No idea. You think, what was, I was watching a Daily Show coverage of it, and they basically said, what was Ghislaine doing? And you go, oh, yeah, no, she was trafficking young girls for sex parties, basically. She was too busy to read a home decorating manual for this place. But it's like, they are all tacky. They're all nasty. They're all horrible. I saw some interviews earlier on today, women, MAGA women, saying that, trying to convince somebody on Fox News that if you turn MAGA, you get hot. That all MAGA women are hot and sexy, basically, and all Democrat women are not. Right, and then she started trying to list all the women, and she did Sydney Sheldon or whatever, and then really started to stumble to try and find her. She had Laura Ingraham, Levitt, the press secretary.
No.
She's gorgeous. Yeah.
Is that why the guy she's going out with is like some old age pensioner? Yeah.
Yeah. It's, they've got this self-belief. It's this thing about they have. It's a lot like your private school argument, which I believe completely, is that you are told at private school, you're brought up, and if you're the children of rich parents, you are brought up to believe that this world, this society, was created by people like you.
Yeah.
And if you go to a working class school, you are told you're very lucky to have any kind of schooling because rich people are paying for all of that, and you're about to join a world where you are subservient to those people. Yeah. You have a few good teachers that tell you something else other than that, but pretty much the system is designed to make us feel like we're entering a world created by others, and we're very lucky to have any kind of life in it.
That's very true.
Whereas
that's very true.
The rich and the middle class are all told, this is your world, go make of it what you want.
Well, not all the middle class. But no, I was a bit like that, Mike, when I was younger. I mean, I truly believed that I could just go and do whatever I wanted.
I did as well, but we
pretty much did. So the glass heat ceiling I hit, I believe, is just because I didn't know the right people. But do you know what? I do know some people. I could make more of it, but I don't have that. I don't know. The sleaziness that you need. You know that sleaziness that you need to make those connections.
And
I got to turn up in a room and I'm just myself, and people either think, oh, he's funny or whatever, or interested, or some people think I'm a fucking gobshite and I should shut up. And you never know. I'm not good at schmoozing.
We were talking about this in the thing we did the other day, the swear jar, about ADHD. That I'm completely convinced that ADHD people are basically aliens sent here to study the planet and try and work out how to behave like a human. I went to a gallery party tonight. I managed half an hour.
Yeah,
I'm literally sort of I think you said in another show, the best thing about going to a gallery opening is the free wine, and because I don't drink, that's not the best thing to go and do. And if you're stone cold sober, a bit cynical and in some pain, and you're standing there after fighting a gale and rainstorms to get there, and you look at the art and you go, oh God, the art's shit. I can't manage any more than 30 minutes of saying, it's interesting. I wonder what the artist was trying to express, just in case I bump into the artist.
But this is
and you think other humans seem to get away with this. I don't know why I can't.
I honestly think that AI will do away with a lot of shit, because everyone will look at that and go, that's AI, even if it's not. But just because it's shit and it has not an ounce of humanity about it, and it's got no context, it's got no continuity, it's got no concept of the actual, human journey, the human condition. You look at it and go, that's probably AI. And so shit music, shit fucking EDM music, that's just shit. There's just doof. It's nothing to it. And it's just been made by some kid in his room anyway.
It'll be a genre.
Actual musicians have played that music. It's just a drum loop that they've downloaded off a website,
I think it'll be a recognizable genre, right? Let me show you something. This is, not that we're always about plugging books, but this is a book I wrote for my grandson.
Oh.
And it features him and all of his favorite toys, which I gleaned from, the various photos that I've taken and whatever. So it's got him and his best friend and all his favorite toys in there.
Oh.
Right, and that's made for Lucas. It's about Lucas. It's written by his granddad. I sold 100 copies of it, which I'm very grateful for, which helped me take the car to the car that features in the story to Madrid. The point of all of this is that I wouldn't name them, but other people in our family buy him these books where you can just put his name into a story, right? And I look at those books, and Lucas looks at those books, and he goes, "Yeah, that's not a very good story. It's a bit, like it doesn't look like Lucas. It's not really about Lucas. It's not got his favorite toys in there. It's not got anything like that." And I know not everybody can do that. And then I'm thinking that will be a genre that AI can definitely do. All right. So suddenly the skills that I've got to be able to do that, somebody could do that as long as they can write a story about Lucas's favorite things. And, I want it to be a happy story about friendship and not competing, but sharing. Then AI is actually going to be very good at writing that, right? Gemini now is pretty good at doing things like that.
Yeah.
And that's actually a gift to those people because they've got the creative expression. They just don't have the skills. They haven't done the 10,000 hours of practice and focused on it and whatever, basically, because they've got a proper life and they're earning real money or something ridiculous like that. So I think that's a good thing. But I think that'll be a genre that you look at in the same way as we look at those books now, where I know this would irritate you. Half of these books that have been brought for Lucas, his name is written in a different font to the rest of the book.
I remember them from the 80s.
Yeah, and you just kind of go, "Oh, come on, what's wrong with you people?" Basically.
I mean, it was understandable in the 80s, but now,
now there's no excuse.
Yeah,
there is no excuse. There's no excuse for the child in the book not having the same color hair as Lucas as well. If you're going to print it, you might as well print the color of their hair each time as well, basically. But I think it'll be that kind of genre. And then there's the thing about art. I'm working on a sort of lecture thing that I'm going to do next year in a gallery about the fact that I've been doing digital art for about 10 years, stuff that is printed and on the walls and sold to people. And I've always had this sort of this thing of I print them on canvas and they're 6-7 foot long, and people look at them when they're on a wall and they'll go, "How did you do that? That's amazing. Is it painted or what is it?" And I say, "No, I build a 3D model and then effectively take a photo of it." And they go, "Oh, can I see the actual 3D model?" And you go, "Well, no, because it's in my computer." And they go, "Oh, you do it on a computer. Oh, right." Right, and they immediately settle back to say, "Oh, it's not art, is it?" Right? And I don't mind that because I think
They really say that? Because digital art is art.
But I think what I do nowadays is what you'd call decorative art, basically. It's something people might want to own, and that's nice, but it's not in the art world. All right. But then I'm looking at this. I was talking to an art student at the college the other day, and she was studying digital art. And she said, "But I'm a bit worried that with AI progressing the way it is, that, it's going to be a pointless degree." And I said, "Actually, I think we're on the cusp of recognizing that digital artists like you and me are artists."
Yes.
It's the same thing as happened with photography. When photography came out, portrait artists were up in arms that it wasn't art. It wasn't. It couldn't go in the galleries that they were in. They tried to unionize. And now we look at photography, people that can go out with a camera and a roll of film and a dark room as artists, basically. I think even Photoshop is going that way. So there will be this shifting where everybody goes, "I recognize that's AI and that's decorative stuff that matches my cushions. And I just wrote a prompt and it was delivered the next day by speedy print." That's the thing, and that will happen. But then somebody will say, "Look what I've got. This artist actually painted it with a thing called a brush." Basically,
Yeah, and that makes what humans make more worthwhile. So many
more
fantastic
valuable
artists out there. Like artists, oil painters, are these days have to make fucking Hallmark cards to make their money. They're not going to get their stuff put up in an art gallery because it's not edgy, it's not different. But I love this word slop. I love the word to describe AI shit that is out there, because it very succinctly sums up my feelings about a lot of the art and the architecture and the music that has been created in my life by humans who just didn't give a fuck. This is like the lowest common denominator shite. And one of the things that I always think about with architecture in particular, I fucking hate brutalism. I fucking hate concrete. I hate looking at concrete. I hate the smell of concrete. I hate the touch of concrete. I hate everything about concrete. Concrete's got no memory. It's got no story. It's not a stone that's been around for millions of years. It's not a brick that was made by someone in a big fucking furnace. This is something that someone's just put together a bunch of fucking powder and made themselves some slop. solidified.
However, I would argue that the Romans invented concrete.
Yeah, fuckers.
A lot of the things that we look at that we think are beautiful were made by the Romans, basically. Again,
very
it's the same
few
story,
things
right?
they made concrete out of. There was only the Parthenon, wasn't there?
But it's the same story in a way. They invented a technology that allowed art to be shared more widely, basically. So you could argue that it beautified some terrible settlements and cities because they were able to put things up that you couldn't.
And they shouldn't have put it up because it looked awful, mate.
Probably not.
All these developing countries have got all these concrete hovels with the rebar sticking out the top of them.
Despite me becoming the largest anti-programmer campaigner on the internet today, basically, right? I have a nuanced opinion about all of these things.
I'm going to piss off the architects because is there any architects watching this? They're too busy.
Look at the lovely advent calendar behind you, brutalist skyscraper.
Yeah.
Can I just mention, it's not in the chat, it's in a separate chat, but my Mexican friend from Madrid tells me that she says, ha ha ha, you are so much like an alien pretending to be a human, Mike. That's nice, isn't it?
That's so nice.
It's very sweet.
Yeah.
I think
that's what humans would say. They would say it was nice. It's the sort of thing a human would say. So yeah, just to move on the subject a little bit, because we do talk about AI a lot. Eurovision. So Eurovision's falling apart, much to the delight of Vladimir Putin. Are you saying good? Do you not like Eurovision?
No, but it needs to change, doesn't it? It fundamentally needs to change. And I think Spain in particular, who've had I have a story about Spain in the Eurovision from 10 years ago that kind of led to a divorce. Anyway, we won't tell that one publicly. But the nature of the
Eurovision led to your divorce?
Kind of. The nature of the EBU.
No wonder you don't like it.
It's not worth getting divorced without an anecdote, is it, really?
No.
You've got to take something from it.
Did you have a divorce party?
No.
Oh, you should have a divorce. I went to a divorce party once in Shanghai in China. It was fucking boss.
I mean,
I didn't even know the guy.
Yeah.
I was just invited along because I was staying at I was couch surfing.
Well, that would be best. Have a divorce party with a load of strangers. That would be perfect. Basically.
Anyway, go on. So why do you hate it? Why?
No. I don't hate it. It's just the EBU that runs it, right? So the story of the Eurovision is really politically fascinating. It's Europe wanted to put up a satellite network back in the day, in the 60s. And the way it was sold, it's one of the things I always admire about technology and engineers that want to build big, clever, smart things. They find a way to sell it, or they find somebody that can sell it to politicians who are essentially going to have to fund it. So the way they sold this network of satellites was to say to the European parliamentarians, imagine a world in which everybody in Europe will be able to watch parliamentary proceedings in the European Chamber.
Oh, yes.
Just imagine how amazing and democratic it would be if every country in Europe was able to watch all of you making your amazing speeches. But then they went off and did a deal with the Football Association and said, we want to do a European football tournament and show it on our satellite network. And then they went to Italy, watched a TV show that was about a talent contest in northern Italy. And they went, we should do that across Europe, basically. We should do that and use the satellite. And those are the two things that made the satellite network across Europe that the EBU manage and maintain. That's what made it successful. But the Parliament paid for it because they thought they were going to be doing speeches, basically. It's also how Channel 4 was created and the BBC. Easy to go to politicians and say, I think you should do this because everybody wants to hear your speeches, basically, because that's what they believe. But no, but the main issue with it is that all of the people that are boycotting it don't fucking pay for it, right? So the Eurovision Song Contest is paid for by Germany, us, France, basically. Spain is a big contributor, but they're not one of the main ones. So those three countries pay for the Eurovision Song Contest to happen. And of course, it's in their interest to get it shown everywhere in the world because they also retain the rights to those. They get the bigger share of the rights to the replays in Australia and Israel and America and everywhere else. So there's this huge commercial operation that's involved in this. And fundamentally, if you ban Russia from that competition, we should have banned Israel 3 years ago.
Yes.
Last year was a debacle. Last year was ridiculous. It was
also they're cheating as well. They're cheating.
Yeah,
exactly. They're trying to game the system. You know. I just want to go back to first of all, Darian is
Darian,
there.
yeah.
A £10 super chat from lovely Darian. As a gay man who has watched Eurovision for decades, I'm boycotting this year. Yeah, I probably won't be watching it for this very reason. And I've watched it for years. I went there. I went there 2 years ago in Liverpool. It's fucking amazing. It was amazing.
I was talking. We ought to do some shows about the World Cup and politics, basically, in the run-up to the World Cup next year, because it's the first time I managed to get my youngest son totally engaged in a political conversation was to make it about football today. But it is the same thing as the Qatar games and the America games now, isn't it? He was saying I might boycott it because of the pricing structure that they're putting in. Which
I didn't watch a single match in Russia or in Qatar. Didn't watch them.
Yeah. But I love Eurovision.
Every 6 minutes, someone died in Qatar building those fucking stadiums. Every 6 minutes of gameplay, somebody died.
I mean,
that's fucking wrong. Sorry, what were you going to say about Qatar? No, it's about getting people involved in politics. Yeah, because I mean, they just gave
football and politics
peace prize to Donald Trump.
Yeah. It's absolutely
for blowing up a boat.
It is
clinging to it. Half a boat.
My son, being a smart, media-savvy human being, said the thing is Gary Lineker's going to do this at goal hanger, because the way we were talking about it was what you want is a political wonk who knows nothing about football, and a footballer who knows nothing about politics, and you give them a show called The Rest is the World Cup, and they talk about the politics of all the countries involved in each game, basically the politics of FIFA, the politics of the World Cup and the countries that it's being played in.
I did the quiz today on the BBC website where I had to write down the 42 teams that are qualified for the World Cup so far. I had to guess them all, and I got all 42.
Would that be because you visited all of them by any chance?
Yeah. Also, it allowed you infinite guesses. So if you had you knew it was in Africa, and it was in this alphabetical order. So if you had Algeria and Egypt, you knew that it was going to begin with A, B, C, or D.
It's a good show. You should make it. Who in our group is a football fanatic? Wayne, maybe.
Wayne. He likes the Ramble. He likes the Arsenal. The Gooners.
Did you hear Trump? Did you hear Trump's speech about it today? When he received his peace prize.
I did not watch it. I do not like that man, Donald Trump. I try not to watch him because his voice annoys me, his face annoys me, his existence annoys me. I feel perturbed.
One of the things I do.
I have to share a planet with that motherfucker.
Yeah, but one of the things I like when I watch him talking is that you can see that he is thinking for the first time as he says things. Basically, it's the first time he'd had an opinion about something.
Really?
Other than the racism, sexism, and all the standard stuff that's hardwired into his system. But he's standing there talking about soccer ball, and he said the president of FIFA. I mean, this is you talk about betrayals to football, right? The president of FIFA, can't remember his name, corrupt mafia guy, stands there and says, he stands there next to Trump, giving him a peace prize for this football thing. And he says, this is one of the most important days in football history. Sorry, soccer history. Right? You think,
what?
Are you serious?
What?
Are you serious?
What? I wish you didn't tell me that. I am filled with rage.
But Trump's response to this was to say, thank you for calling it soccer. We call it soccer in America, but everywhere else it's football. And if you think about it, it should be called football because it is a sport where you're using your feet to play with the ball, isn't it? Yeah, that makes sense. Why don't we call it football? We should call it football. What do you think? Basically,
that actually happened.
Yeah, he's literally working out why it's called football.
Oh my God.
Although I did learn today from an American podcast that it is called soccer because of association football.
Yes, it is.
And in this country, we used to call it soccer, basically, before the Americans did. So it was only after America invented American football that we started calling ours football, just to wind them up, I think.
Yes. But rugby is rugby football.
Yes.
Because it's a derivative of the game of football. What Liz Allen would like to know is, how does one game Eurovision? Well, they spent millions and millions of pounds.
Millions.
In fact, it might not have even been their money. It might have been the Russians, who knows? But on selling lots and lots of adverts on the internet, particularly on YouTube and also on TikTok, to get people to listen to the Israeli entry to the song and vote for it. And there was a huge
and
push.
also the voting system. The online voting system and the phone voting system allowed you to vote multiple times.
You could vote 20 times. You had to pay each time, but you could vote 20 times. So if you had enough money and a VPN...
Well, on the website, it's free.
Oh, was it? So you could vote for 20 times. So obviously there were people cheating on behalf of the Israeli entrance because it wasn't that good. And everyone's pissed off with Israel right now. And if you are going to say this thing is political, which a lot of people say, which it probably is, most people in these countries will not be voting for Israel. We gave Israel the second most amount of points in this country, even after all the anti-Israel protests and everything. I just thought, no, bollocks. Absolutely.
But there is an argument that actually, although it was pretty awful watching it last year, while Israel was in the lead constantly, that final moment where they lost it and came second, because I can't remember who actually won it. I never can remember who won it.
Austria won it.
Where they just picked up maximum points right at the end, basically. That was good telly and good drama, because everybody in Europe just kind of went, oh,
thank God. I think I did as well, yeah.
So you could argue that maybe if they're going to be in it and it's boycotted, which means that they get less television, less advertising, less money from all the websites that they create. It's a massive industry now, the Eurovision. They're going to have to sit there and think, aren't they? You know?
We had Eurovision, right? And we had the fire, right, going, right, in the back garden. We've got like a little chimney. So we had that going with some wood in it, right? And then we had the TV out. So we put the TV out and put it on an extension lead, right? We were sitting out there, and there's a couple of mates. Ben Chambers was round. Ben, you know Ben from the 16 Million Rising. Lovely bloke. Motherfucker put some more fucking wood on my fire. On my fire. He touched my... You don't touch another man's fire. I'm sorry. It's like their phone or their demon or their, I don't know, cock. Don't touch it without permission, right?
We're uncovering something deep here,
He put some wood on my fucking fire, right? And I had, it's got a little thing. It's got a little thing that you open, right? A little grate that you open either side, whatever it's called. So it's like a fire guard. So the wood doesn't spit, right?
To stop other men putting wood on your fire. That's what it's really.
And it was open because the wood that was in there wasn't the type of wood that spat.
Well,
but then
if you're going to leave
fucking Ben, if you're watching, motherfucker, I go in to get him a beer. Right, so I go in to do him a favour, and while I'm away, he starts manhandling my fire, right? Throws a big fucking log on it, because he thinks it's going out. It hasn't gone out for another 16 hours, mate. But, like, you know, he thinks it's got it, so he puts another big log on the fire, and it's log that is quite green, it's quite spitty, and it spat out a big gob of flaming ember, which landed on our outside chairs, you know, like the big soft, comfy chairs that you have outside, or outdoor, what's it called, a setting or something? Outdoor furniture.
I don't have
and it burns a hole. It burns a hole in my...
You've been to my house. You've seen how big my garden is. I don't have
room.
You
live down south. You're not allowed gardens down south, are you?
No. I have a 1 meter square piece of astroturf outside the back door. That's my garden.
There you go. Chris says, bring back Eurotrash. Can we do Eurotrash? I'll be Jean-Paul Gaultier. You can be the other bloke. Anton. You can be Anton. You can say, hello, my petty chums.
Hello, my petty chums.
God. Channel 4. We get Terry Christian on. Come on. We know him. Get Tezza on. You can present it. Eurovision with Terry Christian. Everybody like, hang on, wasn't that the word? Just confused the shit out of everyone.
Maybe we should do a watch-along. Having said we're all going to boycott it, maybe we should do a watch-along where we just bring up facts about Israel every...
Terrible things that Israel have done while you're listening to these catchy pop songs from across Europe. It's widely thought that Israel interfered somehow with the voting in the last Eurovision. It was all very murky, says Darian. Yeah, it was. And what's this? Phonebox Chicken says, went for a piss and saw Graham channel his inner Till Lindemann. Who's this? Lindemann? Who's that? Who's Till Lindemann?
Actually.
I don't know.
Who is Till Lindemann?
I don't know. Somebody gets very upset about all
somebody in the chat tell us.
I said, don't touch the fire. I said, don't touch the fucking fire while I go in and get you a beer. And as soon as I was in, he was like, where's that? Where's that wood? Yeah.
You left the fire unguarded. You also left the fire. You left your responsibilities and duties as a man to stare at a fire, basically.
That's all I know how to do, mate. It's all I know.
What's going to happen? Some man is going to come along and go, hang on, there's an unguarded fire with no man standing in front of it. I'm going to have to go over there. There may well be sausages to burn or something.
I love winding Ben up. It's brilliant. He's more ADHD than me and you put together.
It is unforgivable. I think we should boycott Ben. If he asks, does he have a show that I can refuse to go on?
He's got the 16 Million Rising
right.
show.
Of course. Well, I refuse to go on it.
Yeah.
Because of my mate. Because of what he did to my mate Graham.
The outdoor furniture.
Nature.
He burnt a hole in the cushion of the outdoor furniture.
We discussed this the other day. If you need something to put on the fire, I've got a signed copy of Wes Streeting.
Oh, good. It's biography.
Yeah. It's
right, what you want to do, right?
Well.
You see where he's he put an X there? Is that so you can't write I'm a total knob? Wes Streeting?
So it says all itu beso, Will Stalin. That's what
there you
I'm reading
go.
on there.
It does look like Will Stalin. Will Stalin do what? What will Stalin do next? Fire at Will. Oh, poor Will. Graham, you focused his attention on the fire before you left. Bad, Graham.
Yes.
He was supposed to be watching Eurovision. I left him in front of the telly. I go for 5 seconds and suddenly it's all fireworks at dawn.
The chat is making me move over to the other side. I was Team Graham on this, but I might be Team Ben.
What?
I think if you see an untended fire, which a man has neglected,
touch another man's fire.
I would take over your fire. I
bet you would, you dirty bastard.
Yeah.
You'd be straight in there, wouldn't you?
I'd be
poking around like nobody's business.
I would have logs in my pocket ready to go. It's my opportunity.
Quick, fucking fire! Oliver is saying, "Haha, lol, Graham, the Baileys are kicking in." Yeah. And another thing, but yeah, we should do the rest is the World Cup. Do you reckon we get sued by Goldhanger, by our friend Gary?
We could try, or they could just offer to buy it. Basically, that's actually what they do, isn't it? I mean, to be honest with you, would you watch you and me doing it? Or, I mean, we need somebody that knows about football in this team.
I have got a mate who knows shitloads about football and politics and would be fucking brilliant at this, but he has a particular job with a particular set of skills. That means that he can't come on this show, and it's a really annoying thing.
I would imagine Terry knows about football, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Terry Christian.
Yeah. But we can't get him out on the Friday night. You know why he won't come on this show?
Because he's got a life?
Well, no, that's all he said. He said, well, I'll go out on a Friday night, but if I don't want people knowing that I'm not going out on a Friday night.
That's the problem.
Can't argue with that.
It's the curse of being Terry Christian, basically.
But no, I think that I'll talk to him because that'll be a good idea. We'll just talk about that.
Do you think on a Friday night,
he'll know all the stats?
He makes everybody in the house turn all the lights off and not put tellies on, so it looks like they're out, basically.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened.
Having a boss time, going to a gig. Yeah. Are you going to this transmission gig in London in March? Go on.
Problem is, mate. Yeah, no. Here's the problem, right? I don't want to bring it down or on everything again, basically, but I've been in fucking awful pain for the last couple of days.
Oh shit, man! Sorry.
And symptoms coming back that were, that were here last year and during the treatment. And I don't quite know what's happening at the moment. I've managed to mobilise the NHS to bring appointments forward. So I had an appointment at 5 o'clock on the 24th of December.
Yeah.
With my oncologist. Which, part of me thinks it's great that they managed to squeeze me in before Christmas, but also what decisions am I going to be able to make that have any impact on that day?
Yeah.
So I spoke to a nurse this week, a Macmillan nurse, and she's moved my scan and that appointment by 2 days. So I'll be doing that first. But at the moment, I can't see beyond that. I genuinely cannot see beyond that day because I also don't know. I've got a ticket booked to fly to Madrid on Christmas Day, but I don't know if I'm going. I really don't.
Oh shit!
At the moment. Well, I just don't.
Is that just depends on what happens at the appointment?
Not to be well, I'm experiencing some symptoms that, in discussion with my nurse, essentially mean that I've got to monitor this. And, heading into a weekend is a little bit terrifying because it means I have to go to A&E if this gets worse.
Right.
And I really don't want to do that. But on top of all of that, you're put in a situation where you've got all these meetings lined up, hopefully. There will be significant outcomes from those meetings, and I don't know what that involves. So, it could be going in for surgery within 2 weeks of that meeting. It could be 3 months because it's the NHS. Who knows? I'm probably going to have to do radiation treatment again before or after that. Well, yeah, because that's how they kill the cancer. They chop out as much as they can, and then they use the radiation and chemotherapy to kill off the rest.
This is going to be a big fucking process.
I just have no idea. But we know that I got through treatment last time, so I'll probably get through treatment this time. But I just genuinely don't know. I don't know how long I'll be in hospital, when I'll be in hospital, how I'll react to it all, etc., etc. So there's a part of me that doesn't want to be hypochondriac about it, which I keep convincing myself.
Stop doing
basically.
that, mate. You literally have cancer. There's nothing hypochondriac about this. This is getting the help that you need.
I'm an activated patient, so I do the research and I push the NHS to do the right things for me, basically, and that's all very stressful. But at the moment, I genuinely just feel like I don't have a lot of control. I don't have agency in this process. I don't know what the outcomes are going to be. I haven't met a surgeon yet. I don't know where I'm going to do the surgery, and I don't know how I'm going to cope with the surgery. So any plan, it terrifies me when you say I'm coming down in January or let's do this in March, or anyone saying to me anything at the moment,
any plans at all.
Including now Christmas. I'm genuinely at that. Okay, I've booked tickets. Worst case scenario, I don't use the tickets. That's okay.
Understandable. Listen,
I've got a friend who I'm visiting in Spain. Let me just say this. She may well be listening. I've got a friend who I'm visiting in Spain while I'm out there. And when I told her that I'd got these worries about not being able to go, she said, well, then I will just fly out and come and see you, basically. So then I'll just transfer my tickets over to my son so that he can fly the other way, basically, and bring Lucas over as well.
Amazing. Okay. Well, that works.
But that's it.
As for next month, mate, I'm coming down anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to see other people. So if I can see you, fucking amazing. If I can't see you, don't worry about it. I mean, obviously, the only reason why I mentioned the gig is because I can't go. So I just imagine that you lot, like the Politics Social bunch, will probably end up going and just fucking texting me pictures of the gig. I'd
love to. I just don't know.
I'd love to rub it in your face.
I'm trying to put things in the diary for next year that I am looking forward to. That's the important thing. Yeah. Just make sure you've got some achievable things for next year.
Trump might die.
Because listen. I've also got new grandchildren appearing next year, basically. So
you've got two new grandchildren on the way.
One of them's a secret, so no.
Okay, one new grandchildren along the way.
One definite Spanglish grandchild on its way. Yeah. So, things to look forward to. And Politics Social on a Friday night every week.
Yay! Even when it's just us left in the pub at the end of the night.
Now that there is a
Darian, can I say thank you to Darian?
Yeah.
I'll just chip in. Thank you so much, Darian, for this really, really, really generous hyper chat. Thank you so much. £100. Wow, half to go to Lucas, half to go to Graham's stepkids for Crimbo. Oh, Darian, that is so kind of you. Thank you so much. I'll have to write this down because I'm making a ledger because I've got Mike's bank details, so he can't stop me putting money in his account. But there you go.
I'm not going to, because Graham has told me off for saying this, basically. But honestly, Darian, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I simply just want to say that that's not why I say any of this stuff. I just share with this group for good reasons. But that kind of love is lovely, and I'll mark something up to Lucas that you've paid for as well. Thank you.
And I do want to quickly say to the group as well, that people watching this, if you didn't missed it when I said it this morning, if you are struggling at the moment and you want someone to talk to and you want these conversations to continue, after the shows are finished, I'm quite happy to let you onto the Discord server, even if you're not a member of the channel. Just write to me at grahamdavidhughes.com. There's a contact form at the bottom of the page. Write to me and I'll give you access. I don't want any of us to be feeling like they can't talk to anyone and talk about stuff, there is a chat on there, a thread or whatever they call it, that is just for, you know, talking about how you're doing personally, you know, because everyone.
Darren, can I
go on, Mike?
Can I ask you for Graham? I don't know if you've got Darian's address basically, but can you get it for me so I can send him a book?
Yeah,
I'd really like to do that.
I'll work on that. Darian, message me, mate. Message. I think Darian's messaged me before, so I do have Darian's email, so I will dig it out. Yes,
That would be lovely.
yes.
Yeah, so that's Mike's downer moments as usual, basically. But look, I'm a lot more optimistic than I was last week. I've spoken to some good people in the NHS and got things moving. So
That's good.
I know what to do if the concerns that I've got about the pain down there at the moment, basically, is real. I know what to do. So
Yeah. Mike needs to buy a Lego Death
just
Star
on
for
the
Lucas.
Darian. I don't want you to think that because last week I was talking about buying a rocket, a Lego rocket, and it turns out that ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is like somebody that was brought up with Bernard Manning in his life, right? Just saying, I'm about to say something very contentious. You can't feed kids Lego anymore until they're 6. They're not allowed to eat the small bits of Lego anymore. It's ridiculous. When we were kids, we could eat as much Lego as we wanted and nobody cared. Nobody cared.
You know,
So
if you got
buy a Saturn rocket, it's full of things that if you feed them to Lucas, he might choke. It's ridiculous.
If you got a chemistry set that they used to make for kids in the 1970s, you'd be put on the terrorist watch list now because of some of the chemicals that are in there.
When my dad died, we went up into the loft and cleared out some of his stuff. There's still boxes up in my mum's loft of his stuff, basically. But he had a radiation kit, right, that he was given as a child by my grandmother because I asked her because she was still alive after my dad died. It was the joy of radiation, right? It was a toy. It was a toy that had radioactive element. I don't know what they had.
That should be the sticker on the machine that they do your radiotherapy on. It should say the joy of radiation. The joy of radiation. You're just looking at the sticker going, you fuck what?
I am looking at this thing, all right, and I took a picture of it, and then I went, right, we have to dispose of this. We've been living in a house for 50 years with radiation in the loft, right?
Yeah.
And my dad died of cancer. I've got cancer. I was under this bloody box.
Wow, it was the box.
And I'm like, maybe the toy. We disposed. I rang the authorities and said, how do we get rid of this thing, basically? Because
you know, in the 50s they had like you could buy it was like a jug. You know the Brita water things that like water purifiers and they have charcoal in or something. Well, it was like that, but it wasn't charcoal. It was a radioactive fucking substance.
Yeah.
And you would fill it with water. And then the radiation, when you went to bed, and the radiation would go into the water, and then you'll drink the healthy radiation water in the morning. That was something you could buy in the 1950s. Like, what the fuck?
This is one of the. I'm not going to bring it back to AI, don't worry. But if I was AI, I'd sit there analysing the human race and go, look, they kind of deserve this, basically, because over and over and over again, some corporation comes along and says, radiation is the new big thing. There were toys and drinks and health treatments and everything when they first discovered it. And then they went, oh, hang on, Hiroshima, that was bad, wasn't it? Maybe our market might be destroyed because it kills people. But that was the only time. It was literally they took all these things off the market after the nuclear bomb because of bad PR. Yeah. It was literally bad PR that stopped them, not that they knew it was killing people. Yeah. And I look at these... You know, I know we've got some people in our group that take it as well. I've got friends that take it. But I look at these slimming drugs and I just think maybe this is going to be the next one in 10 years' time. We look back and go, what the fuck were we doing? Basically, you know, there's so many of these things. There is a big
difference between that sort of thing with the slimming drugs, right? Which we don't know what's going to happen 10, 20 years down the line because they haven't been used that long. But they have been extensive, you know, there would be extensive testing. But the thing with radiation and the thing with asbestos and the thing with smoking is they've known for years oil destroying the planet. With the people who make the stuff knows it kills humans. They know that this stuff, if used correctly, kills humans, and yet they still kept using it. They still kept putting lead in petrol and making lead pipes when copper was available.
Yeah, of course they do.
Mind blowing,
It's
absolutely
like-
mind blowing.
It's like Marmite. It's the same thing.
What?
The brewing industry had this terrible waste product at the bottom of their
Yeah, at the bottom of the barrels.
Yeah,
Scraping the
somebody
bottom of the
just sat-
barrel was how you got your
somebody
Marmite.
somebody just sat there and went, you know what we could do? We could flog it to people. Basically,
I've
they'll
got-
love it.
I've got some Marmite in my cupboard there with Elton John on the Marmite. Fucking
Really?
incredible. Yeah, Elton John Marmite.
Do you like Marmite? Are you
I love Marmite.
I love Marmite too.
I don't like peanut butter though. And a friend of mine had Marmite peanut butter, and I was like, "What?" Or peanut butter Marmite or something. It's like
Chris,
put it
it's
together.
a good job we have some intelligent people in this group. Mike Dix, you would have been safe, as most radioactive elements are alpha and beta emitters, both of which are easily blocked.
Yes.
Which is why my mum knitted lead pajamas for us all.
But then you licked the lead, and that's what turned you into a Tory.
That's what turned me into a Tory who hates
It's all
programmers.
It's all a lead.
It's like-
I started saying there
Radiation
was an
gives you
American
energy.
kid who built a nuclear reactor in his mum's potting shed.
Yeah.
Would have loved to see that. But yeah, he would have loved black
But it's
holes.
like
What?
in Elizabethan times, didn't they? It used to be incredibly trendy to have a white face, basically. Like I can not.
Yes,
I don't
and you
mean
use lead. In
white,
the
white like
makeup.
yeah. They used lead and poison ivy to whiten their skin.
Do you know what Abraham Lincoln was given as a medicine? You know when someone's described as mercurial?
Mercury.
They literally gave him mercury as a medicine. Yeah, which may have explained his mood swings. Apparently, he had mad mood swings, and they reckon it was because of the mercury making him mercurial. Funnily enough,
This is not going to hurt. There are still, like, the drugs I take every day for my leukemia are poison. They are literally poison. They are breaking down the cells in my body and destroying
but
them.
they're trying to destroy the
And-
naughty cells.
They are, but it's it's got better over the years. Basically, the first stuff I took genuinely was based on mustard gas. But do you know the guy that invented mustard gas got a Nobel Peace Prize for medicine? Nobel Prize for medicine.
Henry Kissinger
you
got
know
the
that?
Nobel Peace Prize. Trump got a prize from FIFA, the first FIFA Peace Prize.
The reason he got it, right, is that they were experimenting with poison gases, right, during the Second World War, because they thought that the Germans would use poison gas. So the Americans developed their own poison gas so they could do experiments. And they experimented in the Philippine Islands, basically, because, who cares? They're not real Americans, right? So, and they literally sprayed it, Agent Orange, etc., poison mustard gas, the lot, over these island communities in the jungles and stuff to see what effect it had on animals and the environment and the people. And it turned out there were less cases of cancer on those islands in the subsequent 10 years. And the guy that had done the experiments for the government to test this as a weapon did this survey that went, hang on, they've all got less cancer. Maybe we should try using this as a cancer cure. And then he got a Nobel Peace Medicine Prize, basically.
Wow. Well, he didn't get the Peace Prize. We got the Medicine Prize.
Didn't get the peace. He got the medicine.
Not on purpose. But then war has always been a real catalyst for development and innovation of new shit. And you just don't know what's going to come out of it. I mean, microwaves came out of the Cold War, didn't they? Because they were trying to develop a new weapon that cooked soldiers alive. And they went, no, this is shit for cooking soldiers alive. But it's really good at, reheating your pasty.
Super glue.
Yeah, that was for stitch. That was to putting wounds together, wasn't it? On the battlefield.
Vietnam.
That's why your fingers stick together.
Yeah. It's great sticking your skin together.
Yeah.
There's an argument, isn't there, that Ukraine, that whole conflict is being maintained really to develop weapons. It's like the Spanish Civil War before the Second World War, that everybody sort of tolerated this contained war because they all got to test their weapons out on either side.
Drone warfare has come on in leaps and bounds in the last 3 years because of that particular conflict.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and you can imagine that if it goes on for another couple of years, that these T-800 robots will be sent into the battlefield. I think I was reading a stat this week that 70% of Russian casualties have been caused by drones.
Wow.
Our standard artillery and tanks, all of that stuff contributes 30%. and 70% has been drone attacks by Ukraine. Basically, it's not a big
crazy,
leap to say the next war will entirely be fought with drones and robots. Basically, 'cause...
That's so depressing.
But then this would be a good thing, right? We're all flying off to the moon.
Yeah.
Eventually, if Elon Musk ever builds a spaceship that can get off the planet, let alone to the moon.
I don't want to go to the moon.
But what I think we should do is we should populate it. China's going to get there before America. America lands after China, right? Tesla is developing these supposed robots, but there are companies that are also competent making these robots, like Boston Dynamics, and China is accelerating its development of this. I think we should populate the moon with Chinese and American robots, and they should have a war up there and televise it.
Yeah, that'd be great. You can watch that. Robot wars from the moon.
We can look up at the moon every night and see how the war's going, because there'll be red robots and they'll paint the ground around them as they gain land.
Yeah, and whoever wins owns
reality
the moon.
TV war. Yeah.
Then again, I worry about America owning the moon and then just cutting the words Coca-Cola into it, so everyone has to look up at the words Coca-Cola every night.
There was a plan to do that, wasn't there?
Yeah. Project lights onto it. You could project lights onto the moon.
Yeah,
if you got lasers powerful enough to deflect the sunlight, you could theoretically, when there's a new moon, put light on the moon that says Coca-Cola.
Perfect. We should do it.
It's the size of Australia, so they would have to be really fucking powerful lasers.
Big lasers. Yeah. One of my favourite quotes is that, as far as we know, Mars is the only planet in our solar system and possibly the galaxy that is entirely populated by robots.
Very true.
I love that. That's such a good thing, isn't it? It's for me, it's the 6-7. Is that, I don't know if 6-7 actually means that, does it? It doesn't mean I'm having a dichotomy. It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything. That's the best thing about it. It's just something nonsense made up by kids to annoy the teachers.
To try and be down with the kids. I'm going to use it in the wrong context.
If you are a teacher, right, and you want to stop kids going 6-7, all you need to do is start doing it yourself, and then it becomes cringe. And once it becomes cringe, the kids won't do it.
We used to say this about social media when it started coming out, and all our clients would come to us and say, which platform should we be throwing our resources towards? And we'd say, which one is your mum on? And they'd go, Facebook. And you go, well, definitely not there then.
Yeah.
Basically, because it's become naff. And the analogy I used to use was, it would be like finding a secret basement club which has got the best comedians on and bands that you'd never heard of, but they're fucking amazing. And everybody in that room dresses like you, talks like you, loves this band, loves these comedians, and it's all a kind of secret. And then your auntie turns up. And you go, well, I'll find another club. Basically.
Yeah.
That's the enshittification of these things.
Enshittification, our word of the decade. Storyteller, because Teller was taken, it says they found evidence of microbes, though. I don't know. They haven't found any life on Mars, but they found evidence of maybe microbial early life before the core of the planet cooled to such an extent that there was no magnetic field, and then the radiation from the sun just fucking killed everything. Which is what will happen to Elon Musk when he goes there. He will not have a pelvis within 6 months. His pelvis will turn into pumice stone, and he'll just crumble.
I think I say this all the time, but I am testament to the problems of radiation at that intense level. Basically, it's not going to be nice for the astronauts and people that live there.
Yeah, and you're stuck there as well, because you got to wait till the planets come close enough to each other. It could be years until they're
and also relying on an Elon Musk spaceship to get you back.
One of those ones that keeps on exploding. But they find so much about the exploding spaceships when they explode.
I think I would just take the helmet off and lay out in the sun, basically, and go, yeah, take me, I'm yours, I'm gone.
Yeah.
But there is an argument, isn't there? That I was reading a report recently that they think that they've found bacteria in space facilities that has survived radiation, zero gravity, etc., and they think that a lot of the stuff that we sent to planets in the 60s and 70s we probably didn't clean them well enough, like we thought we had. But there is bacteria that can survive, spores of algae and spores of mosses that can survive in outer space. There was an experiment on the International Space Station where the Japanese put spores of a moss on the outside of the ISS, and it dealt with the extreme temperature of the sun and the extreme cold of the darkness, zero gravity, etc. And then they brought the spores back down to Earth, and they grew perfectly fine. So the theory is that we've probably transferred stuff like that because we didn't do cleaning enough. So Mars is probably not a clean environment.
Wow. Well, the International Space Station's getting decommissioned, isn't it? It's going to re-enter the atmosphere in 5 years' time and burn up, which is really sad because so many different countries use it, but Russia's pulled out. So
it's very sad, but also that will be spectacular. That's something to look forward to.
To watch it.
Most of us, depending on when they do it, most of us might be able to see it, basically. Yeah. Well, it would almost be worth traveling to the Pacific to go and see it.
Well, I've never seen an eclipse. There's going to be an eclipse next year in Spain, so I'm desperate to go over.
Is there?
In August, yeah. Yeah.
This gives me things to look forward to, man.
Northern Spain, eclipse, August, I think. You have to look it up. But yeah, someone will tell us in the chat, I'm sure. By the way, if anyone wants to, I know we've got a massive super chat off Darian, so that'll probably do anyway. But if anyone wants to drop in a couple of quid, and we get the confetti in the chat, and we need 3 more, and we've got 20 minutes to do it, and then Scott will not dance naked. He will not dance naked.
We will not resurrect Scott.
He will not. He will not.
I am just to let Darian know, I couldn't get the Saturn rocket basically, and anyway, I think it's about 800 quid or something. So the Duplo don't make a decent rocket, but I've got 2 sets of these magnetic block rockets. Cool. Which I've now animated, and they're going to be part of a story that I'm writing for Lucas, basically about the various jobs you could have in the future, which is what the sea shanty is about as well. I'll be sharing that next week.
Newsflash, says Amy, that the building blocks of RNA and DNA were found on the asteroid Bennu. It's an incredible operation getting over there. But
today, wasn't it?
Yeah. But what's quite remarkable is there's so much water on Earth. Think about every drop in the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, the Arctic Ocean, the Southern Ocean, all the different seas, all the lakes, all the glaciers. Think of all the ice and the polar ice caps and all the water in your pipe. All of that must have come from somewhere else. It couldn't have come from Earth. No. Because when we were just a blob of really, really hot rock, any water would just evaporate off into space. So that has come from extraterrestrial means. All water is alien to this planet. It has come here over the eons through comets.
Which again, it just, to me, this is like the religious argument, and also why on earth are we all fighting each other, right? It is highly likely that simple life is everywhere in the universe, that RNA, proteins, etc., that happens when you get water and a bit of energy. That just seems to be a natural progression, basically. But as far as we know, and we haven't looked for long, and we don't really know how to look properly, but as far as we know, we are the only structure in the universe that can observe itself and understand itself.
Yes.
It's the most incredible set of lucky circumstances that got us to this. We got hit by a big planet, and that's what turned us into our orbit and created our moon, which creates our tides.
And the moon is just the right size to cover the sun in an eclipse.
Yeah, it's not. But it just happens to be that we live in a time when that's true, basically. It's random.
I know, but that is incredibly unique across the universe. That's 1 in a billion. There might be a billion planets out there in the Goldilocks zone of a planet, of a sun, and only one is going to have a moon going around it that is the exact right size to cover their sun when they have an eclipse. And it won't. You're right. In a million years' time, it won't cover the moon.
No, exactly. And when the first humans were wandering around in Africa, it wasn't covering the sun, or it was completely covering the sun, because it's moving away from us by 8 centimeters a year or something like that.
Just trying to get away from us, which is understandable.
Vendetta
Vendetta
is our 8th donation.
9,000 for the £2 for the confetti. Thank you. We are Stardust, Liz Allen. Yeah. So we're made 93% of us, or however much of us is made of not hydrogen, comes from the heart of a dying star. Because that's the only time you get heavier things than helium and hydrogen out of a star is when it's collapsing and it starts smashing the helium together to make lithium, beryllium, carbon.
And so many stars had to die to get to the point that it made iron.
Yeah.
Right. It's like it.
But so 93% or whatever the percentage is of your atoms come from the heart of a dying star. 7% of your atoms come from the beginning of the universe because it's hydrogen, and that came from the Big Bang. So 7% of you, of your physical form right now, is 13.8 billion years old. That is fucking mind-blowing. That is mind-blowing.
It's incredible. I don't know why we need religion. I don't know why.
I don't know why we need religion,
like
mate.
That.
That blows me away. I'll send you the thing I wrote.
Can we just talk about Darian DeStar again?
We do need to talk about Darian. Sorry, Darian. Thank you for another £10. Thank you. I trust Mike to get it right when it comes to kids' toys. In fact, I learned from him. I'm buying kids' toys because of him. Oh,
good for you, man.
Darian,
good
thank you. That's really kind.
Nothing better. Toy shops, best place in the world to go and hang out. They really are.
I wrote an article called "The 3 Most Amazing Things About You," and it was we're made of stardust. That we're related to every other living thing on the planet. So you can take the DNA out of a little fish that lives in the Arctic, and you can put that in a human.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like we're all playing the same 4 notes, or the DNA code, and so we are related to giant redwood trees. We're related to fungus. We're related. Every single living thing on this planet is related to everything else. That's amazing.
It is. There's a great TV show on, I think it's still on the iPlayer, and it was about skeletons.
Yeah.
And this guy's in a room full of skeletons of like most animals, and he just points out in all of them, okay, so these are the hips, these are the ankles, these are the things, and he goes around fish and elephants and monkeys and everything else basically, and just says that basically we are the same as them.
The same structure. Yeah.
It's just we use our our DNA as our development has been evolved by environment and whatever to get to a point where we're just over millions of years we're all better at doing certain things by accident basically.
Chrissy says the heavier elements are producing supernovas and hypernovas. Hypernovas, that must be absolutely massive, like when Beetlejuice goes pop, which will happen at some point, maybe not in our lifetimes, but when it does, you'll be able to see Beetlejuice in the daytime.
Power to the people, Graham Price says. Does Graham and Mike have any opinion on what 3i Atlas might be? You know about 3i Atlas? It's an extra solar system comet that is currently just coming
en route to the moon. Is that going to hit the moon?
No. It literally has come from outside of our solar system. It's got nothing to do with our solar system. So we're increasingly finding these, and next year there's a new telescope, ground-based telescope, that is going to be scanning the sky in high resolution, minute by minute, all day long, basically looking for these things. So we're going to find hundreds and thousands more of these. Wow. But this is a comet that has been flung out of another solar system somewhere in our galaxy, and is currently flying through ours. It's the third one we've found. Yeah. Do you remember the Oumuamua, the first one that we found? It was supposedly an elongated cigar shape, but they tend to do weird things. Like it's currently expelling chemicals that we're going, well, how on earth did that get in a comet? Yeah, it's glowing blue basically, and people are going, well, that must mean there's copper. How can there be copper in that? That doesn't make any sense. And it accelerated. It genuinely showed signs of accelerating, which there are explanations for. We can find ways to explain it, but it's stuff we've never seen. Yeah. We've never seen this kind of thing happen. So there's a lot of speculation, and this is about slop on YouTube.
Dark energy.
If we change the title of this video to we discuss exactly what 3i Atlas is, all right, and we talk about its accelerating and the things scientists don't want to tell you, right? We'd get loads of hits, because YouTube is currently full of people making schlock videos about the fact that it must be aliens.
Yeah, don't think I'm gonna do that. The third most amazing thing about you is that if you held hands with your mum and she held hands with her mum and her mum and her mum and her mum, you would create an unbroken chain of successful reproduction going back 3 billion years, and it would circle around the Earth many times.
He's saying that my mum's reproduced.
Not one of your ancestors failed to get laid.
There was Uncle Robert. I mean,
ancestors. Your uncle's not your ancestor. Cool. George Doors Only, thank you very much for the £2 super chat. I got the confetti this morning. Someone else now. No, George, you have got the confetti.
It's you, George.
Thank you. It is you. You've got 10 out of 10. You are amazing. Thank you so much. And a big shout out to Darian as well. Confetti! Woo! My friend, this is for Darian and for everybody. Thank you so much.
Just so the people in the chat know, right, that we operate on what, nearly a 2-minute delay, or is it a minute delay?
It's not even a minute. It's about 10 seconds, to be honest with you. It's not that long. Yeah, it's not
so
that
there's
long.
a delay, and also when you're doing this, we're doing this on a Zoom call between each other, and we don't get all the graphics, etc., unless you have it playing in the background, and then it happens 10 seconds after it happens. Yeah. So when confetti happens, I don't see the graphics. I have to rely on Graham going, woo! He's pressed the button, basically.
And he's so excited. I'm so excited that he pressed the button. But yeah, it's a few seconds out, but that's okay. That's okay, isn't it? What are we on here? Let's have a look. I want to get the time up. Where's the time? Where is the time?
It's 23:44 by
I can see it there. So on us it's about okay. So on us it's 45 past, and on this it's 32 past. I think at the same time. 50, 30, 14 seconds. It's 14 seconds delay.
I'm going to give you, because I'm getting comments from Spain via Mexico at the moment, basically. I'm going to have to share this one with you. I'm enjoying listening to you and your friend. He's funny.
Oh, thank you. Muchas gracias.
Yeah, in brackets, it says, my English isn't very good. What language is he speaking?
Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Scouse. I'm talking. Greatest language from the greatest city in the world. So yeah, we got it. We got the super chat. We got the confetti. We've made fun of Trump. We made fun of fucking balloon face cunt yesterday, didn't we? What's his name? Wes Streeting on the swear jar. So if you want to watch that, please do. And
burn the book.
Yeah, and
we've had naked men in bed.
We've had naked men in bed. Two naked men in bed.
We've had arguably the most attractive man in politics.
We have
on the side.
Lovely Alex Kerr.
Don't put him on again, because
he's making us look ropey. Is that what you're trying to say?
Does my ego no good at all? I'm not. If he asks me to go on his show on Sunday, I will not appear.
I think that we should have a Christmas special, and it should be you and Mitch Ben as sexy Santas, and you're like
in a fight off,
in a sexy off,
don't make it a sing off, because Mitch will definitely win that.
Yes,
basically.
there you go. Well, it could be like a talent show, so we could have a singing thing. And Mitch will be really good at that, and then they could have like a drawing thing, and you'll be really good at that.
We could do a 3D SketchUp modeling and rendering challenge. that could be worth 90% of the points, and then we'll do a singing contest basically for the rest of it.
That sounds good. Anyway, okay, so we're gonna call it a night there, I think, before we get to the witching hour. Graham Price said it's just passing through the solar system to say hello. But it's ridiculously weird and keeps defying all scientific predictions. A bit like Abe Thompson. Yeah. I think it's an amazing rock, but lots of people think it's alien. Oh, it's just a rock.
I mean, it is alien. So...
Yeah. So then all the water that we have, the water that we drink, the water in this McDonald's cup is alien.
Yeah, and as we established this week, ADHD are aliens as well, and we shouldn't tell people that we came in on a Muamua. Basically, that's all.
We should tell them that we're here to help. No, because the thing is, obviously, people who are autistic and people who have ADHD, in particular, are helpful human beings to have. Gay people are helpful human beings to have. Trans people are helpful human beings, because otherwise, evolution would have got rid of them. Simple as that. There wouldn't be any, because evolution would just go, no, you're no good. We can't be having this. And you wouldn't survive past your 5th birthday for whatever reason. And,
it's very true.
But there's always ADHD people all over the world. Why is that? Well, because they're kind of useful. If you need someone to stay up all night and watch the horizon for predators coming, then get some ADHD.
We are totally the ones that looked at mammoths and went, I reckon they taste good. Everyone else is going, look at the size of that bloody thing, and we're going, right, yeah, but think of the coats you could make.
Yeah, water is alien piss, says Vendetta. Yes, that's exactly what it is. Well, the molecules of water in your water could have lived in the guts of Julius Caesar,
Shakespeare,
Hitler.
More than likely Winston Churchill.
You could be drinking water, and one molecule of that water could have been from Hitler's fucking ankle blood.
And that is how you get cancer.
Yeah, so indeed.
Be careful.
Oh, bloody Hitler!
Right, man.
Right on that bombshell. So don't be a Nazi. And if you said horrible Nazi things in school, say sorry. That's all you have to do. Say sorry, I was a bit of a knobhead. You can make a few excuses if you like. You can say, oh well, you know, I was a product of my time. My dad was a bit of a tit, or my mum was a bit of a tit, and they would.
My dad never loved me.
Yeah.
You
can make all the excuses you want as long as you apologise. But he has just taken this leaf out of the Trumpian fucking rule book and said, I'm not going to apologise, I'm going to attack and say it's all the BBC's fault for being racist in the 70s. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been racist.
And I don't think it works. We talked about this earlier, right? I think Farage, when he's avuncularly racist and quietly racist, is fine. I think when he tries to do the Trump, all the press are scumbags. I mean, listen, this is the best quote that we should clip. Basically, is I'm done with you. I'm not dealing with the BBC anymore. You go, yeah, all right. I give it a week before you're on Question Time, Nigel. So you know, let's just prove you're a hypocrite over and over again. Yeah.
Because you know, it just take them. He wants the publicity, and he wants to be able to.
Yeah. You also know, you know this with Trump. You know this with Farage, that they are chummy with a lot of these people. Basically, it's a symbiotic relationship. The press love it as well. It's all playing up. If you get called, I'm not saying it's good, but if he calls you a piggy, then your news bulletin gets extra footage, gets extra coverage. You get to do interviews about it for a week or two. That's the nature of the society that we live in, basically. If you can get Trump to insult you, your quid's in.
I'd rather Trump insulted me as he fell.
That's what we need. Yeah. You bastard! Why did you push me? And they were the famous last words of Donald Trump as Graham Hughes can be seen on top of the cliff laughing his snaking head off.
That's what you get for being a twat.
Perfect. We
Roll
did.
Credits.
We have been joking with Alex and I've been winding everybody up over this, but we are actually on Alex's channel on Sunday because we did some of the work for that today. And
I moved
if you want to
find
out
to number 7, so it looks like but then I forgot to put him back on number 5 when I was talking to Phil this afternoon, and no one pointed out. They said, "Oh, are you in the future, Graham?"
I should offer you a Nobel pissing yourself prize because you got Phil laughing, genuinely laughing during that show today. I don't think I've seen that.
So it doesn't happen very often, but it can happen.
You genuinely managed to crack a joke that he got and he laughed at. Basically.
Yes, winning. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, Mike. Thank you for coming on the show tonight, and thank you to all the other panelists who came on tonight in various states of dress,
undress,
and undress. I'll be back on Sunday. We'll both be back on Sunday at 9:45 on Alex's channel. It's called Political X. In fact, I should probably put a link up, shouldn't I, so people can subscribe to it. I think it's just youtube.com/political X, isn't it? Political. Don't you reckon, like, Political X, though, it should be like sex stuff? Oh, hello.
Yeah,
hello. I can hear what you're sending to me there. Stop sending me Spanish.
X-rated politics, basically.
It's not at Political X. What is it? Is it PolyX? Maybe I should just go and look for it normally. No, that's Pollux. No, that doesn't work. Let's have a go. So YouTube, Political X. There we go. 29.4 thousand followers. He's got a load of bloody followers. Jesus. Here we go.
Gorgeous.
It's Political X 6151. How was I supposed to guess his PIN number? Jesus Christ. Anyway,
the rule Phil is very good at giving advice on how to make your YouTube channel more popular, but the rule appears to be a bit more gorgeous, Graham.
Yeah,
that's what you need to do. Get a man bun.
Get a better face. Get a better carburetor. Sunday Roast. Yeah, it's called Sunday Roast, isn't it? The show is called Sunday Roast. Yeah, so we'll be on Sunday Roast on Political X's channel, Alex's channel, on Sunday 9:45, and then I'll be on immediately afterwards, or almost immediately afterwards, for the Sunday sermon at 11 o'clock. I should be.
Also,
All being well.
I don't know if we can do a link before we go as well, but Tan's channel, tune into whatever
Yep.
Tan's putting out this week, because she's been busting a gut on an edit this week, and
Yep.
it sounds like a really good show she's putting out,
Yep.
and she needs some more viewers. So
She should be
let's
doing a
do that.
live show on Sunday. So if she does that, check it out too. And also, I'm thinking, Mike, of doing a show, a Christmas quiz with all
Brilliant.
of our friends. We'll invite everyone from our group in, and I'll be the quiz master, and you'll all
Can we-
compete against each other for a Christmas politics quiz to see who's been paying attention.
Can we all dress up as Dickensian characters from A Christmas Carol?
Well, if we can get Mitch on board, he does a one-man Christmas Carol, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
Have you seen
yeah,
that? Have you seen
absolutely.
these? Yeah. Well, he's playing in Manchester. I'm like kind of tempted to go down for it because it looks like a hoot. It's a couple of
Yeah,
weeks'
it does.
time. But yeah, if you want to check out Mitch Ben doing every single character in A Christmas Carol, which we decided on Wednesday on the rabbit hole, me and Rach, we decided that Christmas Carol was a time travel movie because he goes to the past and sees himself as a kid, and then he goes to the
Yeah.
future, doesn't he?
Most years, and I'm not going to do it this year because it nearly killed me a couple of years ago, basically. But I tried to, in December, make a version of A Christmas Carol with all my characters, either a podcast or a. There is actually a podcast out there, the Trumpton podcast, that has got a Christmas Carol episode where Rishi Sunak, I think, was Tiny Tim or something. But it normally destroys me, the editing and everything else. It takes up the whole of my December. But as a result of that, I have read the book a number of times, the original short story, and it absolutely, it makes no sense, and it reads like a time travel movie. It really does.
It is. That's because it is.
Yeah.
It's a time travel movie. Did you know, right, before we go, in America, they were banned for 200 years from celebrating Christmas. And it was Charles Dickens apparently went over to I don't know, Boston or somewhere in America, and he did a reading of A Christmas Carol, and that repopularized the idea of celebrating Christmas, and 2 years later they lifted the ban.
Totally. Well, I mean, the
Apparently,
story
it might
does.
not be true.
It,
I might
no, it
just
does-
look that up
it-
while I'm
it-
talking to you.
It codified Victorian Christmas, basically. Dickens literally is the guy that wrote down how Christmas happens. And all the things you do, the tree in the house, which is a German tradition, etc., the giving of gifts on Christmas Eve and all those things, that all of that is what he codified and put out there. But the thing I love about Dickens, I think, kind of lived in the wrong era. I think he'd have absolutely reveled in TikTok land, basically, because he was an absolute grifter. He did talking tours of America over and over again, basically. And
Hang on. You can't call him a grifter. Come on, he was really fucking talented.
Oh yeah,
he was a
massively
grafter
talented.
more than a grifter. He
All
got
right, we'll call
paid
him a
by the
grafter.
word, so he described everything in
All
a
right,
room
look.
into the minutest detail because he got paid by the word. So he's just like, more
Yeah.
words, more words.
Yeah. But he was made for the internet, right? Because he used to publish his books by writing the first page and sticking it up in his publisher's office.
Yeah.
This is why his stuff is so televisable, right? And Conan Doyle as well is the same. They sold their books in the same way, that they came up with an idea, wrote the first chapter. It's why their opening lines are almost always some of the best, because that's how people then went up, read it in the window, and went, "I'll go and subscribe
the
and
rest
get
of
a
that."
copy of that."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's essentially crowdfunding is how
Yeah.
publishers used to operate in those days. So they were made for it. I always used to think, wouldn't it be great if Thomas Edison, Charles Dickens, and the guy that created the what's the mail order catalog in the States that everybody used to have?
Sears? No, not Sears.
I think no, it was the one that in
Grattan.
Western times
The Grattan
that they used to
catalogue.
have. But essentially, get those guys, or Macy's, get those guys together. You'd have invented the internet as a steampunk idea, basically. At that point.
Possibly. Okay, well, we're gonna have to leave it there before I have to move old hands down another number. So hopefully people can watch on Sunday. If not, I'll be back on Monday at 9:00 for Morning Brew. But until then, I just want to say a huge thank you, a massive thank you to Darian. Darian, thank you. You may have one extra confetti. I think we should have one more extra confetti before we go. Confetti! Woo! That's just for Darian. Darian. Thank you so much, sir. You are a fucking legend.
Yeah, thanks, Darian.
And yes, Grattan is in Bradford, is it? Early science fiction was serialized a bunch. Yeah, it absolutely was. Okay, so if you want to give us a like and subscribe before we go, that would be great. And until next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for all the super chat. Thanks for all the love and the peace and brotherly, sisterly affection. And until we see you again, hello, good evening, welcome, and goodbye. Bye.
Adios.
It's past midnight. I'm going to move him. I'm just going to move him down. I'm going to move him down. There you go. He's on the 6. He's on the 6 now. It's all good. It's all good. He's on the 6. Okay. Good night, everyone. Bye-bye.